Welcome back to the Malaysia-Taiwan Industrial Collaboration Summit 2021. Now we will start the Biotechnology for Food, Medicine and Cosmetics Subforum. Due to the impact of the pandemic, this subforum will take place online. For our audience online, please use the Q&A function on the right of the screen to raise your questions or comments for the panel discussions later. First of all, we are honored to have invited representatives from Taiwan and Malaysia to give us some remarks. Please welcome Ahmed Fazil Elias, Assistant Vice President of the Industry Development Division of Healthcare, Bioeconomy Corporation, to give us his remarks. Subtitles in Chinese and English are available in this session.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Malaysian Bioeconomy Development Corporation, I would like to thank the organizers for inviting us to be part of the co-organizer of the 2021 Taiwan-Malaysia Industrial Collaboration Summit. It gives me great pleasure to participate in the 2021 Taiwan-Malaysia Industrial Collaboration Summit. This year's summit is the fifth summit, and Bioeconomy Corporation are pleased to be part of this important summit since it began in 2017. Since then, we have established a good relationship with the organizers and all participating agencies. On behalf of Bioeconomy Corporation, I would like to extend my congratulations to the organizers for their continuous effort in putting together this summit. Ladies and gentlemen, briefly about Bioeconomy Corporation. Bioeconomy Corporation was established in the year 2005 under the National Biotechnology Policy in order to support and promote growth in the biotechnology and bioeconomy sectors. After 16 years, Bioeconomy Corporation has established a robust and vibrant biotech ecosystem. However, we still have an important role to play in the Malaysian biotechnology agenda, which includes agriculture, healthcare, and industrial biotechnology. Malaysia has common agenda with Taiwan in the biotechnology agenda. Both countries pursue their development goals in human health, agriculture, industry, and many other areas. Biotechnology applications have had a profound impact on the way we live, and Bioeconomy Corporation is pleased to be one of the partners with Taiwan biotechnology agencies to promote growth of the biotechnology sector in both countries. This summit is to enhance international cooperation in ensuring continuous growth of biotechnology application and at the same time gain economic benefit for both Taiwan and Malaysia. This summit focuses on biotechnology for food, medicine, and cosmetics, which are important areas of common interest that have the potential to benefit society. Ladies and gentlemen, this summit provides a valuable platform for industry players to explore business opportunities and collaboration by both parties, Taiwan and Malaysia. I'm sure you will have a fruitful and rewarding outcome at the end of this summit. I wish you every success with this important summit and look forward to learning about the outcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Assistant Vice President Ahmed Fazil Elias. Next, please welcome Dr. Zhongxun Wu, Director of the Biotechnology and Pharmaceutical Industries Promotion Office, Ministry of Economic Affairs, to give us his remarks. Subtitles in Chinese and English are available in this session.
Greetings to you all. Taiwan and Malaysia have established a good interactive foundation and cooperative relationship in industry and economy. Since 2017, Taiwan and Malaysia have continuously held bilateral collaboration summits to continue the previous feat of these serial events. Therefore, Biotechnology and the Pharmaceutical Industry Promotion Office, Industrial Technology Research Institute, Medical and Pharmaceutical Industry Technology and Development Center, and the Food Industry Research and Development Institute jointly organized 2021 Taiwan-Malaysia Industrial Collaboration Summit. Biotechnology for Food, Medicine, and the Cosmetic Industry subgroup to deepen the industrial collaboration between Taiwan and Malaysia. The evolution of digital media strengthens consumer awareness all over the world. E-commerce channel, product advocates, and the customer service can stimulate consumers' preference. So it's important to continuously update on market trends and circumstances in biotechnology industry. In addition, government regulation also defines the scope influencing the business strategy. Therefore, we invite industrial representatives, professionals, and scholars from both Taiwan and Malaysia to share Southeastern Asia's and Taiwan's market trend, regulation, and the process of registration in today's forum. As a representative of the Biotechnology and the Pharmaceutical Industry Research Promotion Office, I would like to give my sincere thanks to you. Best wish to your success of this event. Wish you all a fulfilling and a fruitful forum. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director Wu. Next, we would like to welcome Mohammed Dalif Gaus Mohammed Anwar, Head of Halal Consultancy and Advisory, Halal Development Corporation Berhad, HDC. He will talk about Malaysia halal industry, setting the example for Taiwan halal market. English voiceover is available in this session.
Hello, good day everyone. Welcome to 2021 Taiwan-Malaysia Industrial Collaboration Summit. My name is Dalif. I'm from Malaysia, representing for Halal Development Corporation, HDC of Malaysia. So today we are going to talk about the Malaysia halal industry, setting the example for Taiwan halal market. So I am here today. I am not here to tell Taiwan or any of you what to do. I'm only here today to share with you on our experience in Malaysia. So perhaps it could give you some idea on what is it that you can do in Taiwan, and things that you can collaborate with each other, or you can directly come to us, HDC, or the organizer. So it's just going to be a sharing, not so much of telling, how to grow or how to expand your current halal endeavor. All right, so let's take a look at the global halal market. So at the moment right now, in the entire world, we are at 1.9, almost 2 billion. There are almost 2 billion Muslim in the entire world. And from out of this population, the Muslim population, so the economy has grown. And by 2020, as reported in the Global Islamic Indicator Report by Dubai, so the halal food industry is valued at 1.17 trillion US dollars. So this was based on 2020 report. And for the compound annual growth rate, by 2024, it may grow 3.5%. It could potentially be 1.38 trillion US dollars. And then it follows by pharmaceutical, where at the moment it is valued at 94 billion US dollars, and it is potentially to grow. It is expected or forecasted to grow to 105 billion US dollars by 2024. And then also it follows by cosmetics, which at the moment is valued at 66 billion US dollars, and it is going to grow another 3 or 4 years to 76 billion US dollars. And then we also have other industry that also relates to halal, although it does not sit exactly in the halal, I can say, the halal dish, modest fashion. At the moment, it is valued at 277 billion US dollars, and it is expected to grow to 311 billion US dollars in another 3 years. And lastly, the Muslim-friendly travel. So the tourism for Muslim industry, such as the Muslim-friendly tourism is more of a, if you're not familiar with this, it's more of a, for example, Taiwan, receiving Muslim tourists into the country. So this is a bit of the idea on what is it as Muslim-friendly travel. And at the moment, not at the moment, perhaps probably until 2020, it is valued at 194 billion US dollars, and it was supposed to grow by 2024 to 208 billion US dollars. However, I understand, I guess we all can agree that at the moment, the current situation globally with the COVID pandemic has impacted so much on the tourism industry. However, maybe most likely we are going to recover soon, although it's gonna take a little bit of time for us to recover, but it is definitely going to recover. Yeah. All right. So if you can see on my slides, there are 5 items. And then as you can see, there are 3 items at the top: halal food, pharmaceutical, and cosmetics. And then another 2, the green and the purple one. Okay. So why the top 3? It's because halal food, pharmaceutical, and cosmetics, they sit exactly in the halal certification. We have halal certified food, we have halal certified medicines, and we have halal certified cosmetic products. The product itself. Okay, why modest fashion and Muslim-friendly travel sits underneath? It's because that these are the sectors, or these are the industries that uses halal food, pharmaceutical, cosmetics into into their industry, and also it supports to the Muslim economy. So I may suggest that, although that we understand halal certification is for items and services, however, do not overlook what other industries such as modest fashion that may also provide, contribute to the growth of the economy, and this could be the potential area for investors as well. But for this event, we are going to focus on, in a way, cosmetics and pharmaceutical, because it is more related to bio industry. All right, moving on. So for Malaysia, as I said earlier, I'm using Malaysia as an example. Perhaps Taiwan can replicate, or we can assist on that. Okay, so why Malaysia? So the Malaysia's halal performance. So in Malaysia at the moment, we are the home of over 8,000 halal certified companies. In our country, we have more than 8,000. Last one, because the number shifts, probably 8,500 something, but year by year the number is active, but we have more than 8,000 at the moment. And out of this 8,000 halal certified companies in Malaysia, we have contributed, the industry, these 8,000 companies has contributed to 3.5 billion US dollars worth of investments. And we have created over 250,000 job opportunities in Malaysia with regards to halal. And if you can see, 20% of the halal certified companies, 20% out of the 8,000 halal companies, 1,300 of them are exporters, and they contributed to a total of 10 billion worth of export. This is excluding crude palm oil. If you knew Malaysia, we are very, I can say that we are very prominent, very popular with regards to palm oil. So the halal industry itself, other than our existing palm oil export, it is worth at 10 billion US dollars. And then 80% of the exports were halal processed food, and fine ingredient, meaning at Malaysia as well, by having all of these 8,000 halal certified companies, the main part of our contribution to the world is we are supplying the halal ingredient. Why? Because anyone in any country who wish to produce halal products, they must use halal ingredients. Okay? All right, moving on. So this is a little bit more about Malaysia, why I'm taking it as an example, other than me from Malaysia and a Malaysian. Okay, based on the State of Global Islamic Economic Report 2020 and 2021, this is produced by Dubai and Dinar Standard. It is published last year. You can check it out. You can Google it. So Malaysia is ranked at number 1 in Global Islamic Economy Indicator score. So we are the lead country, and behind us is Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Indonesia, and others. And from this top 15, the report also break down into several sectors. Malaysia is still number 1 in the majority of the sectors, such as halal food. We are still at number 1. We are still at number 1 in Islamic finance, Muslim-friendly travel, and pharmaceutical and cosmetics. Okay. All right. So how did Malaysia got here? And what are the emerging industries that follows? So I'm going to share with you a little bit on our journey. How did Malaysia got to this point? Earned our, in a way, success, if you want to call it. So our halal journey started back in more than 4 decades ago, more than 40 years ago. So our halal product verification started in 1974 when there is this entity from the government department. I don't know whether you have heard JAKIM. JAKIM is the halal certification body in Malaysia. They are government body. So there back then there was no JAKIM. Back then it was just an office, a unit in a prime minister's office that that handles the Muslim affairs in the country, the religion affairs in the country. And this particular unit, they were mandated to provide verification or assurance letters to any products, back then in 1974, any product that wish to be verified halal, because there were demand from the public that, hey, is this product halal or not? So back then it was just a unit from the ministry. They came down and a visit, and then they say, okay, this is halal. So they issue a letter. So then the business, the company may use it to show it to their customers, their consumers. So this is where Malaysia was in 1974. And then we saw demand back then. And then the demand started to grow. So when it started to grow, why? I mean, like in Malaysia as well, there were factors where it drove the demand to grow. Malaysia is the multi-ethnic country where we have a big population of Muslim, and as well we also have half of the population probably quarter, who are not Muslim, and the non-Muslim as well. They produce products in the market. So the Muslim society demands the product that they purchase from the non-Muslim industry players to be halal, and the religion of Islam allows non-Muslim to produce halal product. There is no issue with that. It's just that the demand of verification. So this has driven the industry to grow, and our certification body, from just a unit in government body, now has grown into a certification system, just like HACCP or good manufacturing practice or ISO. We have grown into that. So this is a little bit of idea of how Malaysia got here with regards to halal. So by 2020, recently, okay, I'm going to share that in my next slide. So our current halal framework in Malaysia. So yes, our halal industry, in fact, it's not just here in Malaysia, everywhere. It's not just one or two parties where someone certified and there are people who be certified. But in Malaysia, it's a total different story. It's an industry where this halal industry, it is being governed by the official entities of Malaysia. So in Malaysia, we have Malaysia Halal Industry Development Council, or you can call it Halal Council of Malaysia. So Halal Council of Malaysia is chaired by the Deputy Prime Minister. Whoever sits the position as Deputy Prime Minister, that person, he or she, will chair the National Halal Council. Okay, from there, HDC, my agency that I am with, we are the secretariat. We are the one who monitors, who manage the council. Okay, and then the council are represented by several ministries. Number one, it is represented by JAKIM, or by the Ministry of Prime Minister's Office. So JAKIM, as I mentioned to you earlier, JAKIM is the halal certification body of Malaysia. And then it is also being represented by the Department of Standards Malaysia. In Malaysia, just a little bit of idea, what is it? All of our guidelines is produced in our constitution. So in Malaysia, we have Malaysian standards. Anything that requires guideline, typically we will submit it to the Malaysian standard to produce the guidelines. It's either electronic, logistic, and everything. So halal as well goes to the Malaysian standards. Hence, our Malaysian standards on halal is, I can say, something that is not debatable in the country. Whoever wants to apply halal, they must comply to the guidelines, which everyone in Malaysia will comply to the same thing. Okay, and then we also be represented by the Ministry of Entrepreneur Development to focus more on the local industry, to be part of the halal ecosystem. And lastly, the council also is represented by the Ministry of International Trade and Industry. So the idea is that the ministry, or they call it MITI, MITI is the one who is supposed to focus on the investment of Malaysia. Hence, so you can see they are the exports of halal items from Malaysia to other country, and there are also imports and investments, such as Taiwanese investor who wish to have a specific production plan. they can always come to Malaysia, for example, because we have all the resources and as well all the infrastructure. So this is already existing. For example, I cannot name the big companies who have done this, who are at the moment doing this. They have several production plans in many countries, and one of the plants is located in Malaysia, and this particular production plant, they focus on halal production. So this is the idea of what we do here in Malaysia. And it's not just that we have council and then these people, they sit in one room and have a meeting and done. So everything that we have, these people does, it was based and still is based on plannings, on strategy and planning. So in Malaysia, since 2008, we have Malaysia Halal Master Plan. So we actually have plans how to develop our halal industry. Is not just, from scratch and, that you go, you can do whatever you want and let's hope that, we achieve what we want. But no, it was not like that actually. So we had plans, we still have one. So we actually have two halal master plans. Number one, it was focused on from 2008 until 2020. And now we are at 2021. The plan is already done, finished. And we have the second master plan, which is already in place at the moment. And the plan focused from 2020 to 2030. Just a little bit to give you idea what this plan is all about. So our 1.0 plan, halal plan, was focused on 5 key items. Number one, the halal policy and legislation. So that's why you see that the Malaysian standard is represented in the council, and there are plenty other initiatives that we have done. And then enterprise development, and then we also focus on international footprint, because we want to make presence, not just in Malaysia, in all over the world. So we have done plenty with regards to our footprint globally, and we also focus internally on human capital and support center development, and as well branding and promotions of Malaysia's halal. Okay, so we believe that we have successfully accomplished all of the key items that we worked on before. So now from 2020 until another decade, 2030, we come up with more, the new and more key items that we are working on. Number one, for example, we want to enhance the halal industry or friendly policy. So now, because we have along our journey, we also found that halal, yes, it's halal, but there are also other supporting industry that wish to be in halal, also contribute to halal industry. However, they do not fit to be in the halal industry. So now we are expanding the halal industry to everything that is friendly, to the halal, which also contribute to the growth of halal industry. And then we want to create new and bigger market space for Malaysia with regards to halal. We are focused to establish a larger pool of halal industry experts to meet the global needs, because we understand now there are so many other countries who are developing their halal industry. So now, and they demand people who knows what halal is all about. So we are supplying the demand, and then we enhance quality and integrated infrastructure development. So now we have come into the digital age. So that's what we are focusing on, the digitalization of halal industry. And then we are fostering thought leadership, and then producing more homegrown and focus. Lastly, focus to develop our own people, well, and then bring halal to be a value add to these people. Okay, so what has been translated, resulted from the activities that we have done? So we have created a Malaysia halal socio-economy. Yeah. So as you can see on my slide on the screen, the orange ones, yeah. So there are sub-industries, or I can say sub-sectors, such as human capital, science and technology in halal, and then infrastructure and logistics in halal. And then we have data analytics in halal, awareness promotion. But the one that I want to stress about here is science and technology and innovation in halal. It is such a huge potential market where you need to introduce new products to the consumers, especially we are talking about the Muslim consumers. These are the people who are the same with, you know, non-Muslim as well. The Muslim require the same items. We desire for new items, but all of the new items must be halal. So I guess could be in Taiwan. Of course, there are some niche items. For example, in Malaysia, we have boba. I don't know. From my understanding, the craze of boba started in Taiwan. I don't know whether I'm right or not, but that's what I read. Yeah, and as well, I've been to Taipei once. In Malaysia, there is a very famous Taiwanese brand, and it is it's called Din Tai Fung, a restaurant chain. Yeah? So I understand that the popular product that they sell in Din Tai Fung was a pork-based product, which pork is not halal for Muslim, and then they branch out into Malaysia. And then, just to share with you, in Malaysia, Din Tai Fung, they are not halal. They are not halal until now, but they are trying. They are trying to cater to the Muslim society, where they are preparing their food. They are preparing their food to be non-pork based. Yeah? That's something that, you know, although they are not halal certified, there is something that they are trying to serve the people. For example, us the Muslim, we want to try it, but it's just that we are not allowed to try it. Yeah, perhaps, you know, the producer can alter it a little bit. So the demand like this, you know, is growing. Yeah. All right. So moving on, what we have in the halal ecosystem, I'm just going to share to show you just an example based on the ecosystem that I showed you earlier. So of course, there are official entities here in Malaysia. Malaysia is very fortunate that when it comes to halal, we receive huge support from the government. Yeah, so the government agencies or the government bodies that have made their presence and supporting the halal industry, we have Prime Minister's Office, we have the Fatwa Council. I know Fatwa Council is kind of like the Muslim Scholars Council, the one who said the elder of the one who said look after the law of Sharia in the country. Yeah, and then we have bodies such as our Federal Bank of Malaysia. Yeah, the one who arrange everything in their power and who talks to banks and the banks in Malaysia to support the halal ecosystem. And then we have our sister agencies such as Matrade, who focus on Malaysian industry to export their product to other countries. And we have our sister agency, MIDA, who focus on bringing investment into Malaysia. So they have areas that they focus on, such as pharmaceutical, cosmetics, bio, and everything. And even in Malaysia, we have an agency who focus on biotechnology. Yeah. Okay. So example from the industry players, as I mentioned before, we have more than 8,000 halal producers from F&B, consumer goods, pharmaceutical, cosmetics, and logistics. Yeah. And then we also have in Malaysia halal infrastructures or halal industrial zones. What is halal industrial zones? It's typical industrial zones, just like any industrial zone, even in Taiwan. It's just that it facilitates. The production of halal, because in order for you to produce halal, you need to have all of the infrastructure that going to assist you to produce the product. So in Malaysia, we do have halal industrial zones, such as a very prominent one is called Selangor Halal Hub and Tech Park, or they call it NSTEC, and then Iskandar next to Singapore. And in Penang as well, we have one. And also, other than that, in Malaysia, we have banks who assist the industry player when with regards to halal. At the moment, the one who's working with HDC, we have Standard and Chartered Malaysia, we have Alliance Bank, we have Bank Islam, we have UOB. These are the banks who focuses to help the industry players. Some of the banks provide financial assistance to whoever wants to apply for halal, to be in the halal space, and then it requires for them to have some capital. So this bank will automatically assist them, provide them with whatever amount, and good rates of loan, something like that. And in Malaysia as well, we do have academia. We produce professionals in our universities with regards to halal. And lastly, the marketplace, such as HIP. Okay, so HDC, my agency, we are developing a halal platform where it's not just a marketplace, it is a community that we are developing. It is going to be launched soon on 9th of September. So let's wait for that. All right, moving on. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you a little bit on my agency, what we do, perhaps something that we can assist you. In my presentation earlier, I just give you an idea where to go for you in Taiwan. So now I'm trying to explain a little bit on what we do. Perhaps there are areas that we can help you. Okay, so HDC, what we do, we divide our initiatives into two categories. Number one, into two divisions. Number one, we focus on industry development. And number two, we provide direct service to the industry players. Okay, so what does it mean with industry development? So what we do, we facilitate, we create programs either to help the industry in general, or we create other programs to talk to the agencies or government, legislations, policies, and all this. So we have programs such as we are the coordinator or the secretariat of the Halal Council, where we also provide the agenda, what to discuss, what areas need to solve and stuff like that. We also look after the master plan. We keep it. We are the one who arrange the production, the publication of the master plan, and also we are focused into G2G cooperation, and we also talk to the industry player. We do the partnerships and sourcing. For example, we are talking to big producers Yeah, and we know that these big producers, they need to have supply, especially their ingredients. So we also have, smaller industry player with us. So we help to connect the smaller ones to the big boys. Yeah. So these are the example of the items that we do. Yeah, in our industry development division. And number two, the second division is we service directly to industry players to be in the halal space. Perhaps this is the area where we can assist you, all of you in Taiwan. So we divided our services into 5 units. 5 units. Number one is halal consultancy and advisory. It's not just we help local Malaysian industry players. We are open to the globe, to the world. No, it doesn't matter where you are. If you are in Taiwan, China, Vietnam, Europe, America, doesn't matter. Yeah. So number one, we focus on consultancy and advisory. So what we can do here for industry players is that if you're not halal now and you wish to participate in halal, we can, give you the right mindset. We can show you based on your situation at the moment, whether you can jump straight into halal or you need to prepare things first, which angle that you can enter into the halal. So this is our role. This is what we do all this while. And let's say if you now wants to apply for halal, of course, definitely we can focus to sit one-on-one with you to help you prepare to be certified halal, either by Malaysia or by other countries halal. And once you are in the halal industry, we can help you to grow, to fix things for you to expand in the halal market. And then as well, it's not just for the industry players. We also assist governments or organizations in the governance of the country. Yeah, we are actually helping other countries to produce their own halal master plans, and we are advising governments on, how to start. They have the intention to pursue, to promote, and to grow their halal industry. So at HDC, we are also the advisor. We sit together, we help them come up with things through our consultancy and advisory unit. And in Malaysia, what we do as well, other than consultancy, we look after halal parks. Like I mentioned to you earlier, the halal industrial zones, what we do is that we administer. There are plenty of halal industrial zones in Malaysia, and there are halal parks that that if you enter, you will receive an incentive from our government, probably 10 years of tax exemption. So HDC is the one administering all this incentive. And then we also provide trainings and academics through our Halal Training Institute. Yeah. So you need, in order for you to enter into halal industry, of course, you need to have knowledge. Yeah. That's the key. Knowledge is always the key. So we provide all sorts of training for halal. Either you just want to understand what halal is all about, or if you are advanced in halal, one of the requirements for halal certification, if you were to apply halal, is that the certification body will require you, one of your people, to be trained and certified with halal trainings. So HDC provide that as well. And as I mentioned to you earlier, we are going to have halal integrated platform. It's like, I don't want to say it's like Alibaba, because it's not. Alibaba or eBay, Amazon, they are e-commerce. Halal integrated is not e-commerce, it's more than that. It's a community. It's where you can enter digital or e-learning in there, or you can search for halal parks that you wish to to relocate into. So halal integrated platform is, I can say, the virtual version of HDC. And lastly, we also focus on halal events. Every year, we conduct a World Halal Business Conference. So it's such a huge event participated by people all over the world. And this year as well, we are going to have one soon on 9th of September. Please, you may participate. I am inviting all of you to participate. So the topics that are going to be discussed isn't something that, boring topic. It's going to be important topics for everyone. And also we participate in other events, other halal events or halal related events conducted by other countries or other organizations as well. And through our events, we promote whoever befriended with HDC, we promote these people. And along with HDC brand, we want these people to get the impression by the industry that they are committed when it comes to halal, because they sit together with HDC. All right, I guess this is my presentation for this session, and I would like to, first and foremost, to apologize if I say something wrong, whatever I did not intend to. So I pass it back to the program coordinator. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our speaker. Next, we would like to welcome Mr. Lim Kian Ping, Chief Executive Officer of AI Pharma Healthcare SDN BHD. He will talk about difficulties and problems encountered by Malaysian entrepreneurs in exploring potential pharma products from Taiwan. Subtitles in Chinese and English are available in this session.
大家好我的名字叫坚斌，我是一名药师。那在这个马来西亚的药剂业呢，已经有超过10年的经验。那今天呢，很高兴可以跟大家分享关于这个马来西亚的这个医药跟药剂的领域。那今天呢，是想要跟大家分享我们马来西亚企业家到台湾的时候，我们想要寻找一些医药产品的时候，我们面对到的困难和问题。那在还没有分享这边的时候，我自我介绍一下，因为我本身刚才我提到我是药师嘛，那我也本身也在做很多在台湾的 sourcing， 那我们也面对到的一些问题呢，等一下我会让你们一一的知道。在还没有去了解问题的时候，我们先要了解马来西亚这医疗产品的这个分类。那当我们了解了这个过后，你就知道我们要怎样去tackle或者怎样去解决类似的问题。那第一个呢，就是药品。那所谓的药品在每一个国家它的这个定义呢是不同的。那在马来西亚呢，我们主要把它定义为 B 组跟 C 组的药品。那什么是 B 组药品呢？ B 组药品是需要医生的处方方可购买的药品。那 C 组的药品呢，就不需要医生的处方，可是需要药剂师的处方方可购买。那跟台湾有一点点不一样，因为我在台湾实习过一段时间。那 B 组的组群的例子呢，就是好像血压高药抗血压高药、抗糖尿病的药、抗高这个胆固醇的药物。那这些呢是属于长期使用的药物，这个就需要医生的处方。那 C 组的处方呢，就比如说伤风药或者是咳嗽药那这个呢，只要在药剂师的存在下就可以购买。那当然需要寻求药剂师的这一个意见。那这个就是属于药品了。那 这个药品的管制呢，是在马来西亚是最严格的。等一下我会给你们知道需要什么样的文件。那第二个级别呢，就是非处方药物。那非处方药物呢，就是我们所谓的 OTC (Over the Counter Medicine)。那这个呢是不需要医生或者是药剂师的在场下就可以售卖的。那这方面的药物呢，是包括比如说退烧药Panadol 或者 Paracetamol。那这些药物呢，就可以在比如说台湾的全家或者是7-Eleven 就可以售卖。那在马来西亚也是有全家，也是有 7-Eleven。那这些非处方药物呢，就可以售卖。第三个级别呢，就是保健品 supplement 它跟第四个级别传统药品呢，在很多国家是统一的去处理。那在马来西亚是把它分开了。那什么是在 supplement 呢？ supplement 就好像我们的维他命这些就归纳为 supplement， 它是不可以有这个医疗疗效的这个解说。比如说我们的维他命 C 就属于 supplement， 它在这个产品上面是不可以说它有怎样的一个疗效。那传统药品呢就不同，传统药品呢在马来西亚有包括印度的Ayurvedic 传统药品，或者是中药也是属于传统药品。那这一类的药品是可以有 claim， 就是有这个治疗的疗效。那当然，当我们在注册这方面的产品的时候，是需要提供有关资讯给我们的医药这个管制局来做这个参考，那方可注册。那第五个呢，就是食品级的这个保健品，那包括了奶粉啊，或者是一些菌类，比如说台湾有很多这个猴头菇啊，还是有一些不同的这个菌类把它出口到马来西亚，那我们就把它做成食品。那这个方面呢是不需要做任何的注册，可是我们需要把这个产品的原料交给有关当局，告诉他们讲说我们想要做这样子的产品，它是属于这个食品级的，那就不需要做注册。那最后一个呢就比较特别的，就是 medical device， 就是医疗器材。那在很多国家它都是以 Class 1、2、3、4来区别，可是在马来西亚呢是以 Class A、B、C、D 来做这样子的区别。那当中有什么样的差别呢？ 1、2、3、4跟 A、B、C、D 其实它的差别不大。A 就是大约就是 one 的意思， B 就是 two， 以此类推。那在马来西亚，在 B、C、D 级别的医疗器材呢，是需要5个国家的认证，就可以在马来西亚更容易的注册。我们叫这个5个国家呢，有美国、欧洲、这个澳洲、日本，跟一个是5 country 4， 还有一个是纽西兰、日本。Alright， 这5个国家的认证过后呢，它是可以直接进入马来西亚，然后我们只要 submit 它的这个认证去给我们的Medical Device Authority， 它就可以做更快的批准。这个是当中的差别。那接下来呢，我要谈的就是我们国家的这个药物的销售管道。那这个是比较多在药品方面。那药物的这个销售管道呢，它就分成为政府跟非政府，就是私人界。那在马来西亚呢，我们没有所谓的医药分家。那在台湾有所谓的医药分家嘛，就是医生只是开处方，然后你需要去到药局去购买药物，然后在台湾是全民健保嘛，每一个人都可以按的这个健保。那在马来西亚是分开的政府跟私人界。那政府呢，我们是以非常廉价的价钱去看病的，比如说看一次的门诊只需马币5块钱，那马币5块钱就可能等于台币不到可能70令吉70台币这样子而已。那它是非常便宜的。那当然这样子的情况下， 它的药物也是相对是政府来承担这一个药物，所以在这个我们 supply 给政府，我们供药给政府的时候它是透过一个透明的这个bidding 就是我们需要去竞争竞标来提供这个药物给这个政府医院，它是一个蛮大的量，可是呢它是需要非常强大的公司呢才可以进入这个竞标的活动。那我本身呢是比较专注于私人界的供应，那私人界的供应呢主要是针对3个管道，第一个管道呢就是我们的私人医院第二个管道呢就是私人诊所，第3个管道呢就是药局在这个3个的管道呢，民众是需要自费的，那除非他有私人自己的保险，那保险才会帮他付费，那如果没有的话，民众是需要自费的。那这个情况呢，如果我们看马来西亚的这2个销售管道呢，你会看到台湾出口的药物主要是针对私人界的。那其中一个原因呢，就是因为我们的价位呢是来的比较高档，那价位高档的情况下，只有私人界有能力购买或者是付费来使用台湾出产的药品。那接下来我要谈的就是马来西亚面对我们比较挑战的地方。那当然我讲完马来西亚过后，就会讲台湾面对比较挑战的地方。那只有我们了解了我们双方面对的问题过后，我们才可以找到这一个出路，怎样去做到双赢的这一个情况。那第一个呢，马来西亚的这个监管法规呢是非常严格的。很多药厂在台湾都已经蛮了解马来西亚的监管法规它是第一，我们需要 PICS GMB， 那台湾很多药厂都已经是属于 PICS GMB， 我本身也跟几家台湾的药厂合作着。那第二个呢是要 Zone 4B Stability， 那这个就比较挑战的地方，因为 Zone 4B Stability 是属于东南亚这一块的地方。那当我们在做这台湾很多药品的sourcing 的时候呢，就发现到很多台湾这个药厂呢是还没有准备类似的这个数据。那当然这个是要花时间去做的，那这个方面就是我们要去探讨怎样去进步的地方。那第3个点呢，就是 BE Study at Approved Site 就是 Bioequivalent Studies Approved Site 呢，在台湾有4个Approved Site 呢已经是受马来西亚承认的。那只要你的药品呢是在这4个 Approved Site 里面做这个 BE Study 呢，那基本上在马来西亚是可以这个通畅无阻的那如果你是在这4个以外的地方做 BE Study 呢，那就会面对到这个问题，就是马来西亚不承认这个 BE Study， 那就无法在马来西亚注册。那第5个呢，就是 Drug Master File。那这个 Drug Master File 是原料的一些资料、背景资料。那会面对到这个问题呢，就是当有时候我们跟台湾的厂家想要拿这个原料的这个背景资料的时候，那就会面对到厂家会不愿意分享类似这个information， 因为这个基本上就是把所有的资料告诉了我们。那就会把这个所谓的商业机密呢，同时也告诉了我们。那这个我们要怎么样去解决呢？其实马来西亚的政府有一个管道了，厂家是可以直接把这个资讯发给政府不需要透过我们的这个商家。那这样子的情况下，那个整个商业的这个机密呢就保障了，只有政府官员可以阅读该资料。那这个是我们的监管法规是非常的严格。那相对其他发展中国家，或者是甚至已经是先进国呢，我们的法规呢来得更严格。那这个是好事，就是保障人民嘛。那坏呢，就是我们无法在很多地方找到可以在马来西亚注册的药物。那第2个我们面对到的 挑战呢，就是马来西亚人口其实不多，只有3300万人这个是一个不是很大的一个地方，可是如果我们真正去发展它的话，还是可以有一定的这个量可以去做。那第三个呢，越来越成为一个问题的呢，就是清真这因为马来西亚是穆斯林国，那穆斯林国呢，他们会有这一个意思是说，他们想要找有清真的药物这一个以前是没怎么这样看重的最近这几年呢，越来越多穆斯林呢在买药的时候就会问，这个药物是有清真的吗？那在目前的市面上面呢，还是很多药物没有清真的认证的，所以在没有选择之下，他们就可以接受没有清真认证的药物。那如果有的选择的情况下，穆斯林呢是会选择有清真认证的药物所以这个是第三个马来西亚的 limitation。那第四个呢，也是我面对最大的问题呢，我们这个产品的这个多元化的限制旧的 active ingredient 那如果你是在这一行，你就知道 active ingredient， 我们如果在马来西亚是还没有注册过的，我们要做一个很长的一个 process， 叫做 New Chemical Entity NCE 的注册这个 NCE 的注册呢，需要大量的临床实验来支持类似的注册。那旧的 active ingredient 呢，就是已经是非常旧，可能在台湾已经用了超过20年的这个原料，可是在马来西亚没出现过。那当我们向台湾厂家找这种临床报告的时候，他们也一头雾水。那这个是我们面对到的问题了那在台湾呢的药物呢的这个多元化的这个组织呢也比较多。那打个比方，一个胃胀风的药物是可以跟一个压抑胃酸的药物一起 combine， 比如说 domperidone with PPI as omeprazole， 这个药物呢在台湾是可以一起combine， 我有看过类似的 combination 在台湾厂家给我们的目录里面，可是在马来西亚是不可以的。那也包括在台湾是有不同的伤风咳嗽的药物是可以在一个药园里面，那在马来西亚是非常困难拿到类似的这个 approval 或者是批准这个是马来西亚面对的一些挑战。那我们也告诉你们分享。那当然你可以跟有经验的商家合作，那我们就可以更详细的告诉你要怎样去选择你的产品把它出口到马来西亚。那讲完马来西亚的这个这所面对到的问题，那我们讲回我们在台湾在我的公司呢，在世界各地呢都有做 sourcing。那在台湾我们面对到的挑战是什么呢？那第一个呢，我们面对的最大的挑战呢就是价钱。那这个价钱的差别还蛮大的这个价位的差别，我们看大概如果我们比起从印度或者是韩国进口的药物呢，从韩国甚至可以差一个1倍的价钱。那这个是台湾所面对到的最大的问题，就是在价钱上面的竞争。那第二个呢是产品多元化的差异。这个是我相信台湾很多产品呢都会趋向日本或者是美国所拥有的药物的这种production 这个出产。那马来西亚除了美国之外，其实我们还用蛮多属于欧洲国家的药品。那这样子的一个不同药物的 combination， 就在我国里面就有看到这样子的差异。打个比方，有一些药物呢是在美国是属于单用药物，那属于在欧洲国家呢是属于双用，就是 combination 药物。那在马来西亚呢，我们比较常看见的就会是 combination 的配方。那这个情况下，当我们去台湾做 sourcing 的时候，就会面对到这样子的问题。那第二个就是剂量的差别。那打个比方，这个药物在比如说有一个伤风药物在欧洲国家呢是100 mg100毫克，那可是在 美国呢是80毫克，那可能在台湾出现的这个剂量呢是属于80毫克，那我们要拿进马来西亚，就会面对到这个产品的剂量的差别就会导致我们无法在马来西亚注册。那第3个，刚才我们讲的就是法规的文件的齐全度台湾在这几年里面，很多药厂都已经是GMP Pix 已经是做了，那可是呢，在 dossier 里面是还没有 complete 的。dossier 呢就是法规的文件，需要把它交到我们的手上，那我们才能可以做注册。那我们在找这很多药厂要配合的时候，发现到他们的法规文件呢是不怎么齐全的。那这个情况下呢，就会导致整个时间注册的时间呢就相对的拉长了。这个是一个可以去解决，只要时间够的话，我们可以去解决的事情。那如果可是这个文件够齐全的话，我们就可以加速这个注册的这个时间。那我们讲说马来西亚的这个台湾产品在马来西亚有没有潜能呢？那我可以告诉你，台湾产品呢在马来西亚的潜能是非常大的。那为什么是非常大呢？主要一个是文化上面的一个接受度包括我本身从小到大就是看台湾的这个综艺节目长大。那台湾产品给我们的感觉就是口碑很好，质量很好，那市场的接受度是很高的。那这个情况下呢，就有本事去解决的那个差价。打个比方，一个从印度进口的药物是1令吉那如果台湾进口的药物是2令吉就差了1倍嘛，对不对？可是如果这个药物是病人是需要吃长期的话那当我们讲这个药物是来自台湾，它有这个1令吉的差价的时候，普遍上这个民众都可以去接受。当然你需要跟一个懂得使用这样子的一个策略的商家在马来西亚跟你配合，而不是单单只看价钱的商家。那有没有成功的案例呢？有啊，台湾的 YSB 是很大的公司呢，在马来西亚是有分公司的。台湾的Sunward也是在马来西亚有分公司的。那 Apex 呢，是我们马来西亚一个上市的这个药商呢，它里面呢有很多的药物呢是来自台湾的。Nanomedics Care 这个我相信很多台湾的商家只要看到 Nanomedics Care 都不会陌生，他们都是跟 AI Pharma 呢是配合很多配合，就是把台湾的药物引进马来西亚做这个销售这个都是成功的例子。那我这边只是做一个简单的介绍。那如果你有兴趣把你的产品呢带进马来西亚的话，你可以透过官方的管道，或者是可以通过这个平台去联络我们来做这样子的配合。今天我的分享就到此为止。谢谢大家。
Thank you, CEO Lin. Next, we would like to invite Mr. Alexander Lin, PhD, Vice President of Chongmei Biopharma Company Limited. He will talk about trends of OTC pharma products in Taiwan and international collaboration experience sharing. Subtitles in Chinese and English are available in this session.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Alexander Lin. I work for Zhongmei Pharma Group. Thank you for having me to attend today's Taiwan-Malaysia Industrial Collaboration Summit. And today's my lecture will cover OTC industries information in Taiwan, as well as to introduce my company. Okay, so today's my topic is trends of OTC pharma products in Taiwan and international collaboration experience. So Zhongmei Pharma Group, we started in 1936, and then for the past 80 years, we were mainly focusing on the domestic market in Taiwan. However, in past 10 years, we start doing some international collaborations with other countries' company. And so today, I would like to share some of the OTC informations in Taiwan. And then for the second part of the lecture, I will have some time to introduce my company. So first of all, I will talk about the OTC market overview in Taiwan. And secondly, I will talk about how Taiwan OTC company in collaboration with international company. And lastly, I will talk about Zhongmei Pharma Group. So first of all, the definition of self-medication, actually, I think for everyone who's in the medical industry should know what is self-medication. Basically, it's how patients, they approach maybe pharmacies or online or offline sales channel to look for the treatment. They can actually to ease their pain or treat themselves. And for the World Health Organization's definition is self-medication as a selection and a utilization of medicine to treat self-recognized symptoms or alignments without consulting a physician. So basically, the main difference will be you don't need to consult a physician or get a prescription to get the medication you need. So for the OTC can be done for different kinds of the problems. Some of the problem is like lifestyles problem, like smoking or weight management. And sometimes you need OTC for convenience. So for example, if you have some acid flux, you don't really need to go to hospital if it's not too serious. And sometimes in the middle of the night, if you have some like just minor headache or cough and cold, you can easily go to a pharmacy to get the medicine you need. And one more really important category is some of the consumers, they have embarrassment issues or problems seek for their treatment. So for example, for the vaginal thirst is one kind of the problem. They will go to sales channels to just get the OTC. And of course, there's some risk, like there's some potential misuse and abuse. But if the regulation is well regulated, the misuse and abuse usually do not happen that often in the country with the good regulations. And then for Taiwan's current situation right now, actually, there's some pros and cons to support for the OTC market. So for the strength to support the OTC market is such as the better health education knowledge. Right now, the education level in Taiwan is pretty high. That's one of the reasons. And then the convenience to support OTC market in Taiwan, which is because Taiwan, if you've been to Taiwan, then you can know there's pharmacies everywhere. We have around like 8,000 pharmacies around Taiwan. So it's actually really convenient to get the OTC. And then for the policy support, currently, actually, we have a really good national health insurance system. So most of the patients, they will go to hospitals or clinic to get the medicine they want, to see doctors and then prescribe medicine. However, right now, the cost for the national health insurance system is actually a really big burden for government. So right now, the Taiwanese government is more supporting consumers to get OTC medications for minor disease. And then for the reason we'll pull back the OTC as just what I mentioned, national health insurance system is a really big problem to support OTC because it's too convenient, too cheap in Taiwan. And then some drug abuse news or medical cost is low is actually some of the reason pull the OTC back to. And then Taiwanese consumers actually have a really highly trust and dependence on doctor. That's one of the reasons OTC is not that, the sales rate of the OTC is not that high in Taiwan. So as you can see, from back in 1995, OTC still carry like 23% of the market. But right now in 2017, OTC only carry 5.5% market share in Taiwan. And then Taiwan's OTC drug market actually is growth rate is getting slower. However, the whole overall market is getting bigger. So we have a really, really little growth rate for OTC market every single year. And then currently the consumer attitude to OTC, there's about 60% of the people agree that using over-the-counter drug can save their time and healthcare resources. And then 80% of the over-the-counter drugs, the main reason is not using over-the-counter is because they still trust and dependent on their doctors. So 80% of the people, they don't use OTC. The reason is like that. And then usually in Taiwan, consumer, they will use OTC for around 4 days, and then they will go see doctor if they still feel sick. And then for the over-the-counter drug user, the gastrointestinal problems, cold, and pain are 3 main symptoms for the over-the-counter use in Taiwan. Okay, so back in last year, like 2020, and then this year, 2021, actually there's some trend that consumers are going to pharmacies a little bit more because of COVID-19. The COVID-19 situation make Taiwanese government to distribute the mask in pharmacies. So last year, consumers will have to go to pharmacies to get their free mask. And then because consumers, they are afraid of to get infected in hospital or a clinic, so they go to pharmacies to get a mask, and then they will just get some of the OTC medicine to treat their problems. So the COVID-19 situation actually increased the OTC market shares in Taiwan. And then share some of the information in Taiwan about the pharmacies. In 2008, we only have around 7,200 pharmacies. And then in 2018, we have around 8,000 pharmacies in Taiwan. And then out of 8,000, there's around 6,300 pharmacies which is NHI contracted pharmacies. They will distribute prescribed medicines in their pharmacies. And then this slide is about the anti-drugs market is continuing to raise in past couple of years because the populations in Taiwan is getting older. And then also there's a project which is researched by PITDC, which is an organization who they did a project to analysis about the OTC market and then how the OTC usage in Taiwan. So overall, they actually pull out some information that OTC drugs economical benefits using OTC drug is around 39.2 billion. So for every $1 to buy the OTC drugs in Taiwan, you can save around $15.6 in medical costs. And then also, if you consider the impact of low to lost working hours, the economy benefit of using OTC drug is around 44.8 NT billion. So for every $1 to buy the OTC drugs, you can save around $18 in social costs. So which this, because this project is authorized by government to do the research, how OTC usage can save the medical costs in Taiwan. So overall, the government in Taiwan, they are trying to push consumers to get OTC instead of like going to hospital and clinic all the time, because the national health insurance burden is getting higher and higher in Taiwan right now. And then, so the next part, I would like to share some of information about how Taiwan OTC company collaborate with international company. So when we want to penetrate a new market, of course, we need to do some analysis. And when we do those analyses, that we will have to find out some information such as like the number of drug license and also what's the local drug price. And also, what's the difference between our product and their product, the competitor's product in local market? And the most important is the different OTC regulations in each country, because when we are in the OTC business, we find out a really interesting information, which is in Taiwan, some medicine is OTC, but for those medicines might not be OTC in some other countries. So we need to do the comparison really carefully. So some medicine we can sell as OTC in Taiwan, but not in other countries. So we need to do the comparison and then see what's the pros and cons for our products. And then when we develop some new drugs or new medicines for like new generic medicines, we need to consider the local laws and regulations. So like, for example, the stability data in Taiwan and in Southeast Asia, that we use different zones. So we need to carefully and then make sure all the regulations needs are met. And also we will have to participate in some industry, government, academy, and research conference to just gather more information and understand the local regulations in those countries. And then the most important is, because we're in OTC industry, OTC is the product that consumer will go to the market or go to the pharmacies to get by themselves. So we need to meet their needs and then also to fulfill their feelings. So we need to develop some local preference flavors or use of the design. So right now, most of the products we sell in Taiwan, we did research in Taiwan's market. But when we are trying to penetrate to other countries, we need to do some research for what those consumers are thinking in their market. And then, so next part, I would like to briefly introduce Zhongmei Pharma Group. So we started in 1936, and then currently we have around 160 employees in Taiwan, and we're located at the central Taiwan. And for our group right now, we have different functions. We have manufacturers and channels, and also we have company doing the new drug developing as a botanic new drug for oncology, and this is our company's policy. And then, so the company I just mentioned, Zhongmei Biopharma, we do new drug developing, and also we have subsidiaries in Japan to import Japanese product and then sell it in Taiwan and some other countries in Southeast Asia. And then our core business, as you can see, we manufacture medicines, and also we have supplements as well. And this is our permits we own. So mainly our OTC, but of course we have some of the prescription drug and then traditional Chinese medicine. And for our supplement line, we have halal verifications. And for our product portfolio, we cover from head to toe, from inside to outside. And we're top 5 OTC pharmaceutical group in Taiwan currently. So as you can see, followed by GSK and then some 3 local companies, and we're number 5 right now. And one of our hero product, Through, which is a constipation pill, and the API is the main API is from senna leaves. And last year in 2020, we won the National Yusan Award. We are the only pharmaceutical companies in Taiwan who won this award. And I'll just share some of the information about our company's products. So we mainly focusing on the OTC. So the main focus is what consumer need. And when they're using their products, when they're using their medicine, what bothers them. So we actually, whenever we develop new medicines, we actually do lots of consumer research about what they want. So just some examples then. For example, this one, amorphine products, which is for the fungus infection on the nail. So when we check and then see for the products, we enhance of the convenience of consumers. For example, we add a file in this product, so for patients they can apply the medicine easily, and also we change up the combination of the medicine, the excipient of excipient combinations to make the medicine to dry easier. And also we are the only company in Taiwan, we imported the bottles from Japan, so the consumers can apply their medicine easily on their skin. And then also some of the consumer experience we enhance are by changing the flavor or scent of the medicine. So for our main target consumers, when they're using their product, they can feel this. When I apply this product on my skin, I feel happy because the scent is the scent I like. So some of just the minor changes, we enhance the experience of consumer to apply those medicines, and so it will be easier or happier for them to apply the medicines. And also right now we have subsidiaries in Singapore. We start selling some of our products in Singapore market. So this is just some of the information we share. We do some trail marketing. We hire the KOI of the Singapore, and then we can actually know more about their local market and then how to penetrate Singapore market. So this is just a really brief introduction about my company. So there's a QR code about my company's website. So if you're interested in my company or any information you would like to exchange or share, please contact me anytime. Thank you very much for the time today.
Thank you, Vice President Lin. Next, we would like to welcome Professor Datin, Dr. Clara L. Chi, founder and chairman of Persona Cosmetics. Her topic is cosmetic product registration and related markets in Malaysia. Subtitles in Chinese and English are available in this session.
Thank you for the invitation by Taiwan and Malaysia Industry Collaboration Summit. My topic today is cosmetic product registration and other related markets in Malaysia. And I'm representing Persona Cosmetics Sdn Bhd. And I have been approached by Biotechnology Division of Malaysia, Bioeconomy Malaysia, for this presentation to share with everyone. Anyway, today I'm introducing myself. I'm Datin Dr. Clara L. Chi of Persona Cosmetics Sdn Bhd. This is a biotechnology company. Actually, we have been certified BioNexus status in 2011. But I'm also the founder of Clara International Beauty Group Sdn Bhd. Well, being in the industry for the past 50 years, I would say I have gone through many stages of education division, as well as the R&D in pharmaceutical and cosmetic production. So today I am representing this Persona Cosmetics Sdn Bhd, the biotechnology division, to present this topic of this National Pharmaceutical Regulatory compliance. The introduction of MPRA is a regulatory body in Malaysia, and is to ensure that therapeutic substances and cosmetic products are approved for the local market for safe, effective, and of quality. In 1978, MPRA was established to implement quality control on pharmaceutical products. In 1996, was given an international recognition by the World Health Organization, WHO, as this WHO Collaboration Center for Regulatory Control of Pharmaceuticals. This recognition is an acknowledgement from WHO for MPRA's contribution in the field of regulatory affairs. Product notification. Product registration is to ensure product quality, safety, efficacy. Depending on individual country, normally products are required to register with the local regulatory body before imported products are allowed to be freely sold in the country. The topics are definition of cosmetic product, cosmetic notification, who shall submit for cosmetic notification, responsibility of the CNH, submission of notification, notification of cosmetic product, the language, the fee, notification validity period, manufacture or importation of the product, labeling requirements, the notification number. Now, definition of cosmetic product. A cosmetic product shall mean any substance or preparation intended to be placed in contact with various external parts of the human body, that is, epidermis, hair system, nails, lips, and external genital organs, or with teeth and the mucous membranes of the oral cavity, with a view exclusively or mainly to cleaning them, perfuming them, changing their appearance, or correcting body odors, and or protecting them or keeping them in good condition. Now, cosmetic notification. Consumer safety is the fundamental principle of cosmetic notification. This notification process will allow the MPRA to gather the adequate information for evaluation and assesses on the quality and safety of cosmetic products. Under the control of drugs and cosmetics regulations, 1984, all cosmetic products, unless specifically exempted by the regulations, must be registered, notified before they can be manufactured, distributed, sold, or imported in Malaysia. All the cosmetic products in Malaysia are registered, notified by obtaining appropriate approval from National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency, that is MPRA. It is an offense for anyone, company to manufacture, sell, or import any unregistered, unnotified cosmetic products. So now comes the application procedure. Who shall submit for cosmetic notification? The company or person responsible for placing a cosmetic product in the local market must notify the Director of Pharmaceutical Services, that is DPS, through the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency, that is through MPRA, prior to market, manufacture, or import a cosmetic product. Now, responsibility of the CNH, that is cosmetic notification holder. The CNH, either manufacturer or importer, must be responsible for ensuring safety, quality, performance, or efficacy of the notified cosmetic product, and that the product complies with all existing regulations. Responsibility of the CNH, that is cosmetic notification holder. Responsibilities include, number one, all transactions and MPRA with MPRA shall be carried out by CNH appointed persons. Number two, notified product seems all stipulated regulations and guidelines for cosmetic products. Number three, product information, that is the file, that is PIF, including updated information, document of product quality, safety, and claim benefit is available and accessible upon request. Number four, if and when directed by MPRA for product recall, CNH must ensure all affected cosmetic products are recalled from the market and discontinued from selling or supplying the product. Product distribution record must be properly kept for recall purpose. Number five, changes to notified product particulars is submitted accordingly. Number six, manufacturer and assembler, where applicable, of the cosmetic product is compliant to cosmetic good manufacturing practice, that is the GMP. Number seven, in the incidence of serious adverse event, CNH shall report to MPRA appropriately. Responsibility of the CNH notification holder. Responsibilities include number eight, particulars given for product notification are truthful, where all data and information of relevance to the notification has been provided. Number nine, each consignment continues to meet all legal requirements and conforms to standards and specifications declared for the product. Number 10, when a product fails to conform to any of the standards or specifications declared for the product, CNH cannot place reliance on the acceptance of the product notification in any legal proceedings. Number 11, correspondence details such as company's name, address, contact person, telephone number, fax number, and email shall be kept updated. Number 12, cessation of the authorization of the CNH shall be informed to the MPRA in writing. Number 13, any decision to withdraw the notification of a product shall be informed to MPRA with reasons. Now comes to submission of notification. All submission for notification shall be done online through MPRA Quest system via MPRA's website at http://mpra.moh@government.my. Procedure for submission of notification. Number 1, CNH must first register for a Quest membership. A detailed guide for Quest membership registration is available on MPRA's website. Number 2, all the relevant information documents is required to fill up by CNH in the Quest system. The charges for Quest membership is depend on the validity period of the membership. Number 3, once approval and receiving token, installation of the token to the Quest system. Upon successful installation, all submission for notification of the cosmetic products can be done online through Quest system. Notification of cosmetic products. For online submission of notification of cosmetic product, CNH must complete the notification form on the Quest system for each cosmetic product and variant, if any, and proceed with the payment to the MPRA. Language. Any document and material submitted to MPRA must be in Bahasa Malaysia or English. Translated versions from other languages must be endorsed or authorized. Fee. The processing fee for notification of a cosmetic product is RM50 for each product and variant, if any. The processing fee for renewal of notification of a cosmetic product also RM50 for each product and variant, if any. Notification validity period. The notification of a cosmetic product shall be valid for 2 years. The renewal should be done no later than 1 month prior to notification expiry. The whole process of the notification may take 1 week to 1 month, depending on further documents and information required by MPRA. All cosmetics products will undergo screening compliance to ensure it complies with regulatory requirements. Notification notes and details. Notification note will be generated upon approval by MPRA, CHN. Shall print out the notification notes and details for filing. CNH may manufacture or import the cosmetic product upon receipt of authorization given by the notification note from the DPS. Manufactured or importation of product. CNH may manufacture or import the cosmetic product upon receipt of authorization given in the notification note from the DPS, that is Director of Pharmaceutical Services. Labeling requirement. According to MPRA, an appropriate labeling must be appeared on its intermediate packaging or outer packaging with particular information listed below, and shall appear in English and or Bahasa Malaysia. Name of the product and its function instruction on use, full ingredient list, and descending order, with the descending order, of course. Country of manufacture, the name, address, and contact number of the company or person that responsible for placing the product on the local market. Content given by weight or volume in either metric or both metric and imperial system. Batch number and its manufacturing or the expiry date. Special precautions to be observed in use, of course. Notification number. Notification number is unique for each product and is variant, if any, in the format as below. Notification with the number, with the year, the month, and serial number. CNH is responsible to ensure the maintenance of valid notification number for product in the market. The existing notification number will be retained for product notification that has been renewed prior to expiry date. A new notification number will be generated for product that is not renewed within the given timeline of a product that has undergone changes requiring new notification. Now we come to Malaysia skin care market. Malaysia skincare market is growing yearly due to the growing young users, increasing disposable income, and new facial care trends in the market. A steady economic growth driven by strong domestic demand and private consumption is boosting the Malaysia's cosmetics and toiletries industry, which is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate CAGR of 4.2% from ringgit 6.4 billion, that is US 1.6 billion in 2018 to 7.9 billion ringgit, US 2.1 billion by 2023, says Global Data, a leading data and analytical company. Global Data's report on country profile, cosmetics, and toiletries in Malaysia reveals that skincare products held the largest value share of 29.3%, followed by hair care products with 16.9% in 2018. Makeup category is set to grow at fastest value CAGR of 4.71%, followed by feminine hygiene products with a value CAGR of 4.65 during 2018 to 2023. As you can see, the Malaysia skincare market PCC comparison of cosmetics and toiletries in Malaysia, APAC, and global 2013 to 2023 from the global data. That is to say, the Malaysia, this graph as we see, per capita consumption unit is rising, compared to the Asia Pacific, Malaysia market trend. Skincare is the one of the most significantly used beauty and personal care categories for consumers in Malaysia. Due to increasing disposable income, many Malaysians are willing to spend on skincare, be it mass or premium market. Demand for men's skincare also growing significantly, and growing demand for men's grooming and appearance. Malaysia segmentation. Beauty and personal care products obtain 95% of the market value according to the Mintel report. Mainly hydrating, moisturizing products, 27%. Skin whiteners and lighteners, 26%. Anti-aging, 22%. Cleansers, toners, 20%, as you can see in the different color representing the percentage of the product. Thank you. And Malaysia skincare market demand for halal certified products. According to Mintel, Malaysia research company, 61.3% Malaysian population is Muslim. Halal cosmetics and skincare products are increasingly getting attention from Muslim consumers. Local companies in Malaysia are emphasizing on the halal cosmetics, and Haji products are among the first to capitalize on rising demand for halal products. Muslim consumers are looking for products that are free from alcohol and animal ingredients. I hope everyone is aware of the Malaysian regulatory requirement from our MPRA. Thank you very much for your attention, and I love to share more in case you would like to get more information from Malaysia Biotechnology Bioeconomy Corporation. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Datin Dr. Clara L. Chi. Next, we are pleased to invite Ms. Peggy Chow, Commercial Director of Kantar Taiwan, World Panel Division. Her topic is 2021 Taiwan Cosmetics Market Growth Driver After Pandemics. Subtitles in Chinese and English are available in this session.
Good day, everyone. I'm Peggy from Kantar World Panel. This is my honor to be here to share with everyone the consumer trend in cosmetics in Taiwan. Kantar World Panel is specialized in consumer behavior tracking in all over the world for many, many years. So today we're going to share how shoppers react before and after the COVID-19 in cosmetics market in Taiwan. The coronavirus outbreak back in 2020 Q1, and we noticed that in Taiwan market, actually when the COVID-19 outbreaks, we noticed the purple line, which is the body care in the left-hand side, actually showing a more significant growth among all the beauty categories. Why is that? Because when shoppers sanitize their skin and their hands more often, their skin actually is actually getting drier than before. So body care is actually enjoying a very significant growth during the COVID-19 period. On the contrary, facial skincare and makeup is actually having a more significant hit in 2020. Only in Q4 last year, when everybody's life is actually getting back to normal, and we notice skincare and makeup is actually rejuvenating. Hair care is actually performing quite relatively stable during the period. And we all know that in Taiwan in 2021, especially since mid-May, the COVID-19 actually have a more serious outbreak in mid-May. And during that period, we also noticed that personal care is actually having a very significant hit during mid-May. On the contrary, like food and beverage, they are actually having a more significant growth because people are actually trying to reserve more food and beverage in home during the soft lockdown. So given the fact that personal care is actually having a more suffering time in 2021, then that is actually more of a concern for us to see how can we grow back our business in Taiwan cosmetics market. So later on, we will share our point of view to see where are the growth engine in beauty market in Taiwan so that we can leverage all the growing trend for us to have better plans and better product in the market. There are actually 5 growth drivers of beauty market that we observe in Taiwan. First is the clean and natural. Some people say that COVID is actually a fight back from the mother nature. So we noticed that some of the shoppers, they are actually caring more whether the product is environmental friendly or if it's skin friendly. So clean and natural is actually a trend in Taiwan at the moment. The second one is the optimized regime. We see that during COVID time, people are actually wearing the mask all the time. So in cosmetics market, we also notice people are actually in their daily regime. There's also some change. And the third one is value seeking. During the COVID time, I think some of us, our income or our revenue is actually having some of the impact because of COVID. So we see that there are many manufacturers and retailers, they're actually leveraging promotion to help their sales to have a boost. And also the shoppers, they are also looking for value for money type of product to help them save their income. The fourth one is innovation nonstop. Because of the COVID, we see that there are many manufacturers, they are actually more conservative. They try to wait and see to see whether the environment will get better. So they kind of like stop or postpone their innovation pipelines. However, those growing brands we noticed is actually having more innovative products, or they are having even faster innovation products in the market. And the fifth trend is digital transformation. We see that the e-commerce is actually fastly growing in terms of shopper traffic. So there are actually more and more people going online to shop for beauty categories. And also there are more repeaters on e-commerce right now. So now that's one by one to share all the 5 growth trends with everyone. The first is clean and beauty. And we see that in Korea, the clean beauty market is actually growing very fast in the past 2 years. So in 2020, in Korea clean beauty market, we see the penetration already around 1/4 of the beauty shoppers. So 1/4 of the shoppers, they already start purchasing this beauty, clean beauty type of product. And also we see that those who care for the clean beauty market are basically toward like a younger generation, especially those aged under 35. In Taiwan, we also notice a very similar trend to Korea. So in Taiwan, we also see that product claim for natural and organic, no matter it's skincare or hair care, they all enjoy a much better growth compared to market average. And in Taiwan, those clean beauty type of product, they are growing especially significant in the cleansing market, because they feel that the cleansing categories, if it is like a more mild or not stimulating, that actually help them to moisturize their skin and maintain their skin condition better. And also similar to Korea, 1/3 of the younger generation all prefer this type of clean beauty product. And this clean beauty type of product also enable the manufacturer to go for premium. because we noticed that clean beauty type of products, their average price is actually nearly double of the market average. The second trend, optimized regime. During the COVID-19 period, we noticed that for Taiwanese women shoppers, when they purchase skincare products, usually over a year, they will purchase 4 types of the skincare products. Compared to pre-COVID, which is 2019, is actually quite similar. So the number of regime is actually remains same. However, the component of the product is showing a little bit different. So the right-hand side, we see that for serum and cream products, during 2020, during the COVID-19 period, actually people are more skewing to buying counter brand. So they are actually willing to upgrade to counter brand product for cream and serum. However, for cleansing foam and for toner, they are actually okay to downgrade to mass or derma market. So we see that they are actually going for a more efficacy drive for cream and serum. But for the basic cleansing or basic moisturizing, they are actually okay to go for a more value for money type of products. Then why do shoppers prefer counter brand serum or counter brand cream? And we noticed that because in counter brand, especially in essence type of product, they actually claim all-in-one in their product claim. So people feel that once they use this AA counter essence, not only stabilize their skin condition, but they also kind of upgrade their skin and make them feel the skin is softer, smoother, brighter, and firmer. So all-in-one type of claim make shoppers feel that once they purchase this essence, this AA essence, that actually help them to reduce a lot of the layers on their skin. So that's the CP, the value for money is actually going high. And another trend we see that is also going up, which is the primer or the pre-makeup type of products. Because during the COVID-19 period, because we all wear masks on daily basis, and some shoppers feel that the liquid foundation will actually destroy the mask, and the mask is actually very precious for everyone, especially in the early stage. So they feel the liquid foundation destroy the mask. However, the pre-makeup type of products, they not only have the concealing type of function, but also can help them correct their skin condition and make them feel that the overall condition is actually quite great. So the pre-makeup market is actually growing quite well, not only in counter brand, but also in the mass product. We also observe this similar trend. And the third trend, which is UV, is also growing quite well. Because in UV market at the moment, they all claim they are actually having some of the skincare ingredient in their products. So it not only have the sun protection type of function, it also help you to moisturize the skin. And some of the UV product, they also have like a pre-makeup or a tinted type of function. So especially the younger generation, they feel one layer of the UV product is very convenient because it actually replace lotion, replace primer, as well as sunscreen. So you can only put on one layer, and then your skin is actually doing quite great. The third trend is value seeking. We see that during the COVID-19 period, the promotion is actually growing quite well, and the promotion itself actually accelerate the growth of the basket size, especially to the counter brands. In the chart on the left-hand side, we see that during the COVID-19 period, in overall counter skincare brand, the price per unit actually declined around 14%. And on the contrary, the average unit purchase actually increased 26%. From previously 6 units per lady to last year it's around nearly 8 units per lady in counter skincare. And why is the unit coming up so fast? Because during the anniversary sale period, we see that there are a lot of manufacturers, they are actually pushing for a promotion package, especially like a beauty triangle and the beauty promo. So you can actually go all the best sellers at once during the anniversary sales. So that bring up the average unit, and the average price is actually enjoying like around 15% of the discount. And when the manufacturer is doing heavy promotion, we see that the skincare gifting market is also growing quite significantly, because when shopper receives so many units in their one trip, in their one basket, they actually, some of the product, some of the samplings, they don't really need it, or they feel some of their friends or their relatives, their daughters is probably having higher needs to that sampling or that product. So we see that the gifting market is growing actually quite fast. Last year, the growth rate is around 12%. Penetration-wise, already about 1/4 of the women in Taiwan, they received skincare as gift in last year. And who is receiving the gift? We see that the younger generation and also the elder generation actually having higher penetration when receiving the gift. Actually, when shopper receive the gift, it's probably also a positive thing, because we see that during our survey, actually 30% of the women, they said that they actually trust the recommendation from their relatives and their friends. And also when they when they need some of the reference for purchasing beauty product, they actually prefer the reference from someone they know. On the contrary, if it is doing like a TVC promotion, TVC commercial, the trust rate is only 8%. So if we do the promotion and people are actually willing to use your product as a gift to their friends and relatives, actually you're kind of like cultivating your own KOL, and then to promote, they can actually help you to promote your products. And the fourth trend is innovation. During the COVID time, we see that the new product launch is actually 13% less compared to last year. However, if we look at not only skincare but also in makeup, we notice that all the top growing brands, their decline rate, the NPD speed is actually less compared to the overall market. And also we see that some of the fast growing brands like Hada Labo or Lancome, they are still using the new NPDs to help them recruit more shoppers. So for example, in Hada Labo, we noticed that almost more than 90% of the new shoppers are actually recruited from their new product, the new face mask. Lancome, also very similar. 14% of the new shoppers were coming from the new products. The fifth trend, digital transformation. We see that online shopping is already very, very important. The importance already exceeded 20% of the overall channel importance. It is actually right now the #1 channel in hair care market, and the #2 in skincare beauty market. And we see that actually during 2020 in EC, the growth not only coming from switching from the offline channels like department store, personal care store, or the overseas channel, we also noticed that actually 1/4 of the growth is actually coming from all the EC shoppers. They are actually having more frequent shopping in EC market. And if we break down by age, the growth driver is actually not only coming from the younger generation, but the growth is actually more coming from the more elder one, more mature one, especially age over 40. And if we break down to all the top manufacturers like L'Oreal, P&G, Shiseido, Estée Lauder, we see that compared to online and offline, all these big manufacturers, their growth last year mainly rely on online market because the offline market is actually more challenging during the COVID-19 time. So not only in beauty market, but also in the hair care market, online is actually the growth driver for all the top brands, top manufacturers. So all in all, there are three key takeaways that I would like to share with everyone today. So first is less is more. We notice the natural and the burden-free basic cleansing and clean beauty type of product is actually thriving in Taiwan market. So whether our product portfolio and also our communication is in place to tackle these new trends is something that we can consider. The second one is visibility and new news. We have to ensure that online-offline distribution is in place, especially online is growing quite significantly and becoming one of the top channels. And also new product, we need to ensure we have to continue having new product to recruit new shoppers. And the price management and product differentiation is also something that we can consider if we have both online and offline strategy. How do we differentiate online and offline? It is something very important for us. And then the third is unmet needs. During COVID-19 time, shopper needs and shopper situation is actually changing very fast. So how do we focus on the unmet needs instead of price promotion? It is something that we can consider to ensure we have a more sustainable growth, especially to seize the future opportunity for Taiwan market. So understanding what is the clean issue for the buyers and what are the issues that haven't been resolved. This is something also very interesting for us to understand to tackle all the needs. So this is my sharing for today, and thank you all for your listening. And if there's any future questions or any clarification that you would like to discuss with us, please feel free to connect with us using the barcode on the screen. And I look forward to hearing from you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Commercial Director Chow. Our next speaker is Dr. Nick Ismail Nick Daud, President of Malaysian Institute of Food Technology. He will talk about functional food regulatory updates and international collaboration in Malaysia. Subtitles in Chinese and English are available in this session.
Good day, everyone. Greetings from Malaysia. I hope you are well and safe from this pandemic. I want to thank the organizers of this summit for inviting me to address on functional food regulatory updates and international collaboration for Malaysia. The scope of my presentation is mainly on legal framework governing functional food and ingredients, and also on possibilities for Malaysia-Taiwan collaboration. But I would like to begin by first discussing on the understanding of functional food and also a brief overview of functional food industry in Malaysia. As you all know, the definitions of functional food vary among stakeholders, but we all agree that functional food may provide various health benefits beyond basic nutrition due to the presence of bioactive compounds. So if you look at the diagram below, you can see that the functional foods actually starts with food. And what we do is actually to add, to remove, to concentrate, or modify the components added to the food to make it functional food. And the various categories of functional foods are conventional food, enriched or fortified food, special dietary food, and food-drug interface. Nutraceuticals and health supplements, although may be related to functional foods, these are not food, as the bioactive compounds are extracted and purified normally from natural sources and are sold in the form of medicinal products. In Malaysia, functional foods, nutraceuticals, and health supplements are regulated by different government agencies. Now I would like to give a very brief overview of the functional food industry in Malaysia. The industry is expanding, but its size is unknown because functional food is not clearly defined. E-commerce and social media platforms have accelerated sales of functional food. There are several local listed manufacturers, but many are of small and medium size. R&D capabilities and technical support labs are rather limited. Identification and standardization of bioactive ingredients in functional food may be questionable. Many health claims are made before sufficient scientific evidences are established. Some ambiguity in legal characterization of functional foods have created confusion and opportunities for the industry. Creative labeling and promotional activities are common to navigate legal compliances, including the use of influencers and user testimony to boost demand. Now I want to address on the legal framework regulating functional foods and ingredients. In Malaysia, there are two principal agencies under the same ministry that regulate functional foods. Each has its own law, criteria, and standards for approval or registration. The first agency is the Food Safety and Quality Division, and second agency is the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agencies. Both are under the Ministry of Health. There are two other agencies that may be relevant. One is the Department of Veterinary Services that deals with milk and dairy-based products, and secondly is the Department of Religion under the Prime Minister's Department that deals with the certification of halal products. Compared to the Taiwan health food laws and regulation, I must say that the legal framework for regulating functional food in Malaysia is rather conservative. Now let us look what is inside the Food Act and regulation with regards to functional foods. The term functional foods or ingredients are not used at all, but the law allows other food components to be added to foods. The law permits nutritional claims based on scientific substantiation on pre-approval basis for new claims or products. No approval is required for claims already in the permitted list. At the moment, under consideration is the regulations on supplemented foods. This slide shows the permitted nutrient function claims and other function claims approved under the Food Act and regulations. Malaysia adopts a positive list approach. Only claims on the list will be permitted. Currently, a total of 52 functional claims are permitted, comprised of 23 function claims for classical nutrients such as proteins, vitamins, and minerals, and 29 other function claims for other food components such as lutein, beta-glucan, plant sterol, etc. This slide shows claims on food labels that are allowed and prohibited under the Food Act and regulations. Permitted claims include nutrient content claim, nutrient comparative claim, nutrient function claim, other function claim, nutrient enrichment or fortification claim, and nutritious claim. Prohibited claims under this law deals mainly with diseases and health, such as disease risk reduction, prevent, alleviate, treat, or cure diseases, a claim that says a product is able to provide an adequate source of all essential nutrients, and claims that cannot be substantiated. These are the examples of the exact wording of claims that are allowed to be put in the labels. Example 1, as a predominant macular pigment in the retina, Lutein is able to filter blue light and may protect the eye. Another example, beta-glucan from, you state the source, helps lower or reduce cholesterol. And another example is the high amylose MACE-resistant starch helps to improve or promote chronic or bowel intestinal function or environment. The second law that regulates functional food comes under the Control of Drug and Cosmetic Act and managed by NPRA. This is for the purpose of registration and licensing. And under that law, it includes traditional and health supplement, as well as food-drug interface products. As you all know, health supplements are products used to supplement a diet and to maintain, enhance, improve the health function of human body. They're normally presented in small unit dosage. Under this Act, health supplements may contain vitamins, minerals, amino acids, fatty acids, enzymes, probiotics, and other bioactive substances. It may also contain, in combination with above, substances derived from natural sources, including animal, mineral, and botanical materials in the form of extract, isolates, concentrates, and metabolite, or some of those compounds can be synthetically produced, provided the safety of these has been proven. This slide shows the types and evidence of claim for health supplements, whether it is for general or nutritional claims, functional claims, or disease risk reduction claims. Obviously, for claims to be made in relation to disease risk reduction would require a lot more of scientific evidences compared to the general or nutritional claims. The second category of products that may come under the Control of Drug and Cosmetic Act are the food-drug interface products. These products are generally a combination of food ingredients with active substances added. Such products include a variety of so-called health products, which are for maintenance, prevention, and even for treatment of chronic diseases. Both the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency and Food Safety and Quality Division will coordinate to determine which agency will govern this product. FDI products may be regulated under the two different laws that we have been discussing and administered under different agencies. Which agency will administer FDI products will be determined according to the statement in the box below. Where there is greater uncertainty regarding the safety of FDI products, they will be regulated by NPRA in order to have a closer monitoring of such products. The last part of my talk is to discuss a little bit on the possibility for Malaysia-Taiwan collaboration. So if I say, what can Malaysia offer? Well, functional food is a promoted industry. There is an abundance of natural resources yet to be tapped, fully tapped at least, availability of workforce, a recognized halal hub. On the side of Taiwan, I think Taiwan is strong in many relevant areas, including in R&D, preclinical and clinical studies, fermentation technology, processing technology system, identification, chemical composition, and extraction of bioactive compounds. And Taiwan can add value to the functional food industry in Malaysia. Finally, I would like to introduce BioAlpha, a public listed company involved in production and sale of functional food and health supplement. BioAlpha is an integrated health supplement group. They are involved in herbal farming, in the development of botanical drugs. They have manufacturing facilities to produce their house brands and also serve as ODM. They operate a pharmacy chain with 11 outlets. These are some of the products produced by BioAlpha under their own brand. Some of these products are basically food and therefore do not require any approval, while some would have to go through the process of registration and licensing. So potential collaboration with BioAlpha could be in the form of collaboration in agriculture, in R&D, in manufacturing, and also in retail pharmacy. In summary, 1. In Malaysia, functional foods are not legally defined. 2. Functional foods may be regulated under our Food Act or under our Control of Drug and Cosmetic Act and are administered by separate agencies of the Ministry of Health. And finally, there is great potential for collaboration between Malaysian and Taiwan companies in functional food. And with that, thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Nick Ismail Nick Dowd. Our next presenter is Dr. Chi Cheng Liao, Director General of the Food Industry Research and Development Institute. He will talk about functional food innovation for adding value and international collaboration in Taiwan. Subtitles in Chinese and English are available in this session.
各位女士、各位先生，大家好！今天很荣幸来参加台湾跟马来西亚的高峰论坛。我是食品工业发展研究所的所长廖启成。我今天会特别针对台湾在机能性保健食品方面的创新价值，以及未来可以国际合作的机会。我是食品工业发展研究所所长廖启成，在这边做这样的一个专题的一个报告。我的报告可以分成3方面。第一个，我们来做全球机能性保健食品市场的趋势的一个分析。第二个部分，我来分析台湾目前在机能性保健食品方面的发展的一个现况跟它的利基。那第3个部分来给大家报告台湾和马来西亚可以合作的一个方向。首先，在全球的趋势方面，大家可以看到，通常我们从消费者政策或是市场来看市场面不断的稳定的在成长，在业界制造业方面，在机能性保健食品，不管是原有的制造商或者是新的制造商，不断的表达出他浓厚的兴趣要进入这个市场。在政府的政策方面，事实上由于大家越来越重视的机能性保健食品，因此它在法规的制定上就会越来越重视，希望这个机能性保健食品的发展是对整体的社会和消费者有帮助，因此有些法规的一些限制，这也是我们必须要同时去注意的。另外，在消费者方面，事实上，我这里所强调，它一直是属于一个不对称的资讯。在20-30年前，这些机能性保健食品要推出市场的时候，那个资讯大部分是在业者身上，那他放出多少资讯，消费者才可以知道。可是目前，我们整个网络的发达，消费者很容易在网络上可以找到相关的资讯。那业者就必须特别的留意这些资讯，有些可能是正确，有些可能是不正确的。那业者如何来确认？那消费者可以得到正确的资讯，让他的产品可以持续的稳定的成长，这也是我们在目前机能性保健食品全球发展的一个重要的一个趋势。那再看整个全球的发展的市场来看。 那一般可以来做这样的预估。那在营养食品和机能性保健食品方面，有人预估到2025年可以超过1兆美元的这样一个市场。当然，整个环境包括最近的 COVID-19 的一个影响啊，包括的一个渐渐的年龄的高龄化的一个社会，大家对于自身的健康越来越重视，所以机能性保健食品的成长，在全球来看都是一个稳定的一个发展。那么有不同的机构、专业机构或是杂志都会来分析整体的一个状况。你可以看到这边有人分析在2025年等等，它的一个每年的一个复合成长率有分析到7.9%，也有分析到6.7%，看起来都是稳定的在成长。特别是在最近2年来，由于新冠肺炎的影响，因此大家对于机能性保健食品方面重视在免疫调节和肠道健康这2大项。确实是一个消费者目前比较重视的一个主轴哦。在下面我们来看整体的一个趋势，这个趋势的发展，为什么机能性保健食品在全球是一个很有驱动力的一个地方？主要是近几年来很多的新颖的科技不断进来。包括了智慧科技，包括了大数据，包括了 IoT， 甚至于在生物科技方面，从2000年前后就大量的引进到机能性保健食品，特别是近几年的 microbiome， 也就是肠道微生物的一个资讯，科技越来越发展，越来越清楚。那这些都对机能性保健食品的开发有重要的帮助，包括了新的生活形态。新的跨领域的合作，都让这个机能性保健食品的发展充满了一些不断的产品的开发，让我们可以得到更多的保健食品的一个进到这样的市场。那么我们来看消费者对于这些保健食品它的需求是什么？那消费者事实上对于这些机能性保健食品的需求可以有不同的层次。最基本的是安全，安全是一个对食品的要求，机能性保健食品一样安全。第二个，它所提供的营养。第3层就是它带给我们健康的意涵，它有没有机能性的成分，有没有健康的意涵。到了现在更大的是在第4层心灵上的一个感觉。那么所以机能性保健食品会提供我们安全、营养、健康以及心灵上的一个满足，这就是机能性保健食品可以扮演的一个角色，也是消费者的一个需求。那么我们整体来看，整个市场上机能性保健食品在全球发展，事实上有些重要的关键点。这些关键点，事实上我们看到，我们在这张投影片里面的右手边可以看，左手边看得出来是一个你是不是拥有特色的一个机能性的成分。这些机能性的成分，有些经过科技的发展，或是地方的特色，可以找出来应用在很多不同的地方。第二个是不是有一些新兴的科技可以应用进来，包括了发酵的技术，包括新颖的萃取的科技等等，这些产品开发等等相关的技术不断的引进来。那在对于这个产品，它的诉求是什么？有一些新的诉求，有些新的发现会不断的出现。那这些都是整体在市场上可以带给我们机能性保健食品一个重要的一些观点。那么机能性保健食品或是营养保健食品，那这些我们在经过我们的分析，事实上它有好多不同的层级，我们包括了1.0、2.0、3.0，甚至我们说现在已经到了4.0的阶段。那4.0的阶段最重要带给我们是一个 microbiome 的时代进来的，也就是说之前我们对于肠道微生物是不清楚的。那现在科技的发展，我们知道肠道微生物里面，它的分布、它的组成跟一些疾病、跟健康有些连结。那肠道的微生物的组成，事实上跟我们吃下去的成分，特别是机能性保健食品成分一般的成分吃下去是有一些影响。那这些影响都影响着我们未来机能性保健食品的一个开发。那所以这个 microbiome 会导引的我们新的未来、新的市场的一个状态。好，那这边可以看得到，我们整体的在我们机能性保健食品里面，可以看到从食品的原料到食品的改质到食品的 microbiome 这整个的方块，以往是不清楚，现在变得越来越清楚。那 microbiome 的这个模糊的方块，现在清楚了，就可以根据的这个肠道的一个分布的情形，推荐你个人化，甚至分为类别来提供你相关的一些机能性的成分，包括了益生菌，包括了益生质，或包括了其他有用的成分，都是在这里面可以来运用的。所以这里面也看到大家说这些 microbiome 肠道微生物的研究，持续的来创造了一个新的机能性产品的机会，包括从早期我们从发酵食品，从包括了益生菌、益生质，包括的到目前还有后生质等等。这益生菌方面有活的有效，最近发现有使菌在某些细胞壁里面也有很重要的成分，对这些有帮助，包括益生质，那对整个肠道的一个组成都有帮助。这些越来越清楚，就会引领我们很多的新的研究会进来。那这一段也告诉大家，欧盟事实上也在前几年做了一个食品系统里面的 microbiome 的一个综合性的大的研究。这个研究希望他们在2030年在I 里面可以对未来它的营养和食品系统有些帮助。这些帮助都告诉我们，那全世界事实上都在重视microbiome 肠道微生物的一个组成。那以上是来报告全球整个的趋势、市场趋势、研发的趋势，包括现在欧盟有大型的合作计划来做这样的趋势。那下面给大家报告一下整个台湾在这样的一个状态。那台湾在食品的发展，从早期的糖类、制糖、罐头食品到冷藏冷冻食品不断的一个发展，那机能性保健食品也是其中一个很重要的一个发展的一个机会。那可以看到，我们也经过我们的团队专门做市场的分析，在台湾的市场里面可以看到，机能性保健食品一般在国际上也是一样，那它有植物来源，有动物来源，有维他命，也有矿物质，还有微生物来源。那台湾我们在调查的结果也显示，那台湾的机能性保健食品里面有很重要的一个特点，我们微生物来源为原料来开发成机能性保健食品的量特别的多到大概占了30%到40%所以台湾在微生物工业、微生物发酵里面是特别的发展，不管是在技术的投入，还有产品的开发方面，这些微生物包括益生菌、包括藻类、微藻，都属于微生物可以用的方面。所以台湾基本上从植物来源、动物来源、微生物来源，特别也是引起我们大家投入的一个重点。那这一章我们的团队也来分析台湾整个机能性保健食品的市场。那以去年来讲，达到了新台币1500亿元。新台币1500亿元的一个状况，看到这几年来稳定的一个在成长。那下面我们这一张也可以看到，在台湾健康食品是一个有立法的法定名词，因此你做一个食品，你要诉求你的保健功效，你必须得到政府部门的核准，那就会给你这一张健康食品的 logo。那这个给你 logo 之后，你还可以去诉求健康食品，诉求保健功效。那假如你的保健食品并没有通过这样的经过科学实验、经过政府的认可，那你只能当做一般食品来做贩卖。这也是目前在台湾法规上特别来针对健康食品有一个法规的一个规定。因此呢，这几年来我们可以看到，目前累计到现在已经有400多项的产品通过我们政府卫生福利部的一个核可， 可以获得健康食品的一个认证。那目前政府有开放13项的保健功效，那这里面也特别给大家报告，有几项是特别多的，譬如说调整血脂、调整血中的胆固醇啦，那免疫调节啦，那来做这个保护护肝啦，以及这个减少这个脂肪的增加等等，这几个功效都是目前在台湾比较热门的一些功效。那肠道健康也是其中一个那这几个肠道健康、免疫、护肝、那调整血脂跟减少体脂肪的增加，这5项是目前在台湾比较热门的几个项目。下面这一张给大家看到，主要的台湾几个机能性保健食品参与的公司有这么多，相当多。这里列出了部分的有投入研发和行销做得相当好了，包括的这边有提到的嘉格啦、统一公司啦、葡萄王、大江生医啦、晨辉啦那生和等等这些公司，它投入的研究发展也投入了很多跨领域的合作，那所以在整个台湾保健食品产业的发展1500亿里面是相当活跃的。那这边在台湾的保健食品里面有些重要的利基主要在哪里？这边讲个例子，就是说刚刚也提到的微生物发酵等等，是一个台湾目前在投入研发里面在技术方面相当强的部分，包括了这里举例子有益生菌，就是乳酸菌、微藻 microalgae 以及红曲还有牛樟芝等等，这些都属于微生物发酵，所以需要从菌种的筛选到发酵的技术，到产品的开发、配方以及它功效的认定。那这些都会跟着刚刚我讲的肠道微生物的一些相关有一些关系。那这里面我们也去分析，那乳酸菌进到台湾来，它变成一个工业化产品，从一开始的类似养乐多、优酪乳开始，到现在已经50几年。那有分成几个阶段，从开始的导入，一直到1999年左右，在2000年之前开始，台湾的很多的研究学者投入了这方面大规模的研究，所以从大概是1998之后，一直到现在20几年来，台湾的学校的学者还有业者投入相当多的研发跟一个产业化的开发，因此台湾目前在这方面投入的研发的能力是还属于相当不错的。那这是整个乳酸菌产业的产业链，从菌种的开始到一个把菌种微生物菌种做成一个材料来做一个产品的开发跟配方等等，这是整个产业链。在台湾讲起来，这整个产业链是很完整的一个产业链，可以自由来做一个研发跟控制。那乳酸菌的产品可以变成很多多样化的产品，包括它可以用在医药、化妆、保养品、皮肤保养品，那益生菌做成休闲产品，做成花酵等等，所以它的应用相当的广，所以也是一个目前对台湾消费者来讲，一个不断的被大家来重视的一个产品它销量也相当的不错。这里也是在给大家看到，这个乳酸菌的产品是少数，它可以跨到从饲料、化妆品业，那一个乳业、休闲品、乳制品，那健康食品跟医药品，事实上都是它可能可以应用的。那目前台湾乳酸菌工业的特色呢，就是很完整的研究发展的一个技术平台，同时它的应用是多方面的。那价值的研究、前瞻性的一些研究也不断的进来，甚至于目前前几年都开始做了很多比较一个破坏性的一个创新的一个研究，包括了乳酸菌从第1代可以对肠道健康，第2代对免疫，第3代对 代谢症候群，现在做到第4代对脑神经方面等等这几个方面，在台湾的研究都相当的活跃，因此我们觉得台湾未来在这个地方是有很好的发展，包括新的菌株不断的出现，新的应用，新的方式，那新的作用都不断的出来，那商业模式也会在这里面不断的被改进，因此呢这个发酵技术不仅仅是在益生菌，这里也告诉大家，在 microalgae 在微藻类方面，那台湾也有很好的一个经验。那大概30几年前开始就做绿藻，那很多方面的微藻类的产品不断的被开发出来，这个技术在台湾也是一个成熟的一个技术，它的产业链也是很完整的一个产业链。在后面我再来给大家报告，就是目前有看到了全球的趋势，也看到了整个台湾在机能性保健食品方面整体的发展。那未来那台湾跟马来西亚有哪些可以做合作的一个机会？事实上，这个机会就必须把双方的一个特点拿出来。那这个特点就包括双方有没有哪些特殊的一个农产品，特殊的一个产品，它有一些机能性特别的成分，拿出来应用现有的技术去做开发，然后再来做一些整合。那主要也要看台湾还有马来西亚方面，那业者之间那有没有一个互补的一个功效？我们看起来是相当的有的哈。那所以呢，我们也觉得在马来西亚里面是一个哈拉的一个 ecosystem。那也希望这个配合了 microbiome 肠道微生物的一个运用，那使得这样的一个发展可以持续下去。那这里也看到说，事实上这个发展可以从这个合作，可以从特色的成分从新兴的科技或是一个健康的诉求产品的开发，甚至于到了一个营运模式的一个合作，都是未来可以做的地方。所以只要找出了unique 的 R&D 的技术，找出了一个非常好的一个营运模式，那这样的话，我认为台湾在跟马来西亚在机能性保健食品方面，事实上有很好的一个互补的功效来做这样的一个合作。那以上是我针对这个主题做一个概略性的报告，那敬请各位指教，谢谢。
Thank you, Director General Liao, for the wonderful presentation. So now we would like to begin with the panel discussion. But prior to that, we would like to remind our online participants that in the demo area, there are 31 vendors from the food, medicine, and cosmetic sectors showcasing their products, and you are more than welcome to stop by. And now it's time for the questions and answers. The panel discussion will be held in English only, and we are very pleased to have all of our panelists online, and now we're going to introduce each one of them. So when your name is called, please kindly wave to us. So our panelists include Mr. Lin Kiamping, Chief Executive Officer of iPharma Healthcare SDN PhD. Welcome. And Mr. Alexander Lin, PhD and Vice President of Chongmei Biopharma Company Limited. Welcome. Professor Datin, Dr. Clara L. Chi, founder and chairman of Persona Cosmetics. Hello. Ms. Peggy Chow, Commercial Director of Kantar Taiwan World Panel Vision. Hello, Division. And Dr. Nick Ismail Nick Dowd, Past President of Malaysian Institute of Food Technology. Hello, Dr. Nick. As for Dr. Liao, Director General of the Food Industry Research and Development Institute, he is otherwise engaged. So we have Dr. Bing Hui Yang. Hello, Deputy Director General of FIRDI. He will join us on his behalf. And now we will begin with the panel discussion. So we have received several questions from our audience online. And the first question is from Chongmei Biopharma. And this question is directed to Mr. Lin Kiamping, CEO. So the question is, for drug, how to get the halal certification? Are there organizations that can do it? So please, Mr. Lin.
Good evening, everyone. To answer this question, basically, I think we have to come with three criteria. The first criteria is that the GMP factory that manufactures this drug has to be recognized by JAKI Malaysia. So there are about 84 up to date 84 certifying body and logo worldwide, which were recognized by JAKI Malaysia. If these facilities are being vet through and also recognized by the local certifying body, that will be accepted by JAKI, right? And this is very important that every country, they might have more than one or two certifying body, but this body might not be recognized by JAKI. In order to make sure that the certifying body is recognized by JAKIM, you can always visit our JAKIM website, which is halal, halal.gov.my. So you can get the list of certifying body that being recognized by JAKIM. The second one is that the raw material that being used to manufacture the drugs has to be certified as halal as well. So this is the difficulty that I think not only Malaysia is facing, worldwide is also facing the same issue, because raw material most of the time is difficult to get it certified halal. But as I know that Malaysia is working very hard towards getting all the medication being certified as halal. But up to now, I don't think a lot of worldwide manufacturers are able to support that completely. So this is the two points. The first point will be the GMP factory. The second point will be raw materials used to make the medication. And the third point is rather easier. Whoever hold an account with Malaysia Halal JAKIM body, they can help you to register. So for example, if you appoint a distributor in Malaysia who has a halal account with JAKIM, this company can actually help you to submit all the documents to get it certified. So this is not too difficult to get an organization that can help you to get it certified. The challenging will be getting the first and the second point, which is a GMP factory, and the raw material used to make the drug has to be halal as well. So I hope I can answer, I did answer your question. Thank you
very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Lin, for your wonderful explanation, which is extremely clear. So I think for the investors in Taiwan, the most important maybe, or the easiest way is to find a local counterpart, a local partner in Malaysia. Then we can jointly work together to develop the immense halal market. So it will be extremely beneficial for both the Malaysian and Taiwanese businesses. So thank you very much for your clear explanation. Moving on, our second question is raised by PITDC, and the question is directed to Mr. Alexander Lin, PhD and Vice President of Zhongmei Biopharma Company Limited. So here goes the question. How does OTC medicine do marketing in Taiwan?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me to answer this question. So actually, to do any of the marketing in any of the country, the basic information is you need to know the culture and the consumers in that market. So to answer this question in Taiwan, definitely that you need to know the consumers in Taiwan. That's the first thing you need to know. So for any of the foreigner manufacturers or pharmaceutical company, I would suggest that they can actually do some of the consumer investigation, and then to know more what consumer they're thinking in this market. So for example, that some of the medicines in Taiwan and the way they do marketing is definitely different than they do marketing in Japan or in Southeast Asia. And the second thing I will recommend will be you need to know the regulations.
really clear. So for the medicine, to do marketing, the easiest way is you do the advertisement. But any of the advertisement for OTC in Taiwan, you need to make the material and then submit it to TFDA, and then ask them to verify if the marketing material will be suitable to be public, to announce it to consumers. So in the past, TV commercials or any poster, flyers, or any like hotspots, any kind of the material you need to show it to public, you need to create it and then to write the information really carefully, because you don't want to say too much of this information on the advertisement. Otherwise, it might be TFDA might actually to give you a fine to your company. And then for different countries, they have different regulations. Some of the medicines in Taiwan is OTC, but in other countries might not be OTC. Can be just can be prescription. So you need to find out for the medicine you want to do the advertisement if it's under OTC category or prescription. Prescription medicine is not allowed to do the marketing. I won't say not allowed to do market, but not allowed to do advertisement public in Taiwan. It's different than in United States. So the second step is after you submit it to TFDA, they will review any of the material you want to show it to public. And after you get the number approved by TFDA, then you can go public. So right now, there's also some of the new format you can actually use. So for example, our company, recently we use some of the internet advertisement, like we actually use some of the internet videos or internet, we hire the blogger and ask them to write some of the information about the medicines, like the experience they took in the past. So those can be also do the marketing in Taiwan. However, you need to address it really carefully. So because you don't want to cross the border. And then, so for other format of marketing, the other way we use it a lot in Taiwan is because we have lots of the partner in pharmacy channels. So we use also the verbal marketing that we do the education program to our pharmacists in Taiwan. So they will understand what kind of OTC medicine they're selling, what's the advantage of this medicine to sell it to the consumers. So overall, there will be lots of format you can do it in Taiwan. However, you need to definitely make sure, first of all, it's OTC medicine, and then any of the public marketing material you need to submit to TFDA to get a proof number. And third, you choose the channel you want to push it out to let consumer to receive information. So that's just a brief information. Hope this can help with all the participants for this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vice President Lin, for your comprehensive answer. And I believe our participants strongly agree that we understand each market or each country, they have their own culture, consumers, and regulations. So before entering a new market, it is very important to do the thorough investigation to understand the local environment, whether it's from advertisement or regulations. And all these are very useful information. Thank you very much. Moving on, now our question is directed to Dr. Nick Dowd, past president of MIFT. So here goes the question. Regarding the Malaysian International Cooperation on Functional Food, what is your advice to Taiwan-Malaysia industrial collaboration and opportunity of the gut and immunity functional food? Please. Dr. Nick.
Thank you, Betty. I'm afraid I cannot give you a very elaborate answer on this, simply because at the industrial level, very few real research on gut and immunity functional food is carried on. Perhaps there are a few pockets of research carried out in our local universities. Nevertheless, I think that there is a great potential for Taiwanese and Malaysian companies to come together, especially if at all you might need the last lap of the development effort, not the research component, but the development before it gets to the market. And I think this is where the opportunity for Taiwanese partner to come in, since presumably Taiwan companies are in position to have done enough research on gut and immunity areas to be able to provide the scientific evidence of its efficacy. As I mentioned in my talk, in Malaysia, we do not have a specific law governing functional food. Yeah. However, functional food can either be treated as a food or can be treated as drug, food and drug interface products. Yeah. The key point that I need to emphasize is that the products must be backed by a very good scientific evidence of its efficacy. Yeah. So once you have that, which I think Taiwanese company could provide that component, then the introduction to the Malaysian market will be quite easy, because even though it is going to be regulated by the NPRA, the relevant information is already there in order to register the market. But as I think was said before, that you need a Malaysian partner to get the registration and the licensing going. Yeah. So Betty and the rest of the panel, I think there's great potential in there. There are quite a number of companies who have the facilities, perhaps to do the last mile of the R&D and then commercializing the products in the country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nick. And I believe our participants all agree that if the Malaysian and a Taiwanese company can work together, we can definitely create greater synergy, whether in terms of the scientific evidence-based efficacy for the products or in terms of research and development, especially on the part of development. I believe that with our complementary industries, we can definitely make it work. So thank you very much, Dr. Nick. So moving on, thank you. Our question will be directed to Dr. Bing Hui Yang, Deputy Director General of FIRDI. So the question is, based on Taiwan-Malaysia functional food cooperation, how to expand the influence of R&D and product innovation in the Muslim and Southeast Asian markets? Please.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you for your question. I think FIRDI has been more than 50 years in research institution working on diverse phase of food product development and research. Especially recently, we have put emphasis in microbiome research and build up the ecosystem. I think in the future, Taiwan, Malaysia, if we can work together, we can put the healthy food, functional food, the market and expand to Southeast Asia market, because we have all the experience in developing the product processing and regulation. Because the functional food, many companies has their own regulation. Like in Taiwan, we have a functional food that you cannot claim have medication effect, but also we have the healthy food that have to be certified by government. So there are different regulation for different kind of the treatment or health benefit, and we have help the company in Taiwan and build up those kind of the experience and research and put in the market. In the future, if we can work together with Malaysia research institution or some organization, and and to work with the halal ecosystem, because that Taiwanese company, we leg up the halal certification. And if we can work together in this way, I think in Southeast Asia, there's a Muslim population, we can expand the functional food marketing in this area. So that's in the future, we welcome the cooperation between both Malaysia and Taiwan, and we can look forward for the future in the market growth. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Deputy Director General Yang. And I believe that what you said actually echoes back to what CEO Lim Kam-ping just told us. In order to tap into the halal market, we need the certification. And Taiwanese businesses actually lack this kind of knowledge. And this is the reason why it is important for the Taiwanese companies to work with their Malaysia partners so as to get the certification and to tap into the market in a Muslim and Eastern Asian world. So thank you very much. Moving on, our question will be directed to Ms. Peggy Chow, Commercial Director of Kantar Taiwan World Panel Division. The question is, from Kantar Cosmetic Shopper Study experience, is there any learning from Taiwan that we can leverage to know more about the Asian beauty market? Please.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. I think this is really a very interesting question. And actually, from all the past years that we study for the shopper behavior in Asia market, especially in Taiwan beauty market, we do see some commonality between all the Asian beauties. So for example, we do see that, especially during the COVID-19, we see the demand for the super prestige in either in cosmetics or in hair care is actually thriving. I think that is mainly because during the COVID-19, during the lockdown period of time, people cannot go to hair salon, they cannot go to like facial spa, or they cannot do like plastic surgery, etc. So, but people still have the needs to beautify themselves. They still need to look pretty. So we do see there's super prestige demand, especially within those relatively wealthy families, relatively wealthy women. They're actually having higher demand during this period of time. And also we see that the efficacy-driven products, such as like serum, the facial essence, and etc., it also echo back to shoppers. They need something to actually calm down their skin conditions. Also, when we wear like a facial mask, we actually have unstable skin tone. So anything that helps us to stabilize our skin or have higher efficacy to anti-aging and etc., those type of products also seen having a better performance. And also we know during the COVID time, the makeup market probably is relatively challenging, but we still see like the foundation and the primer, as I mentioned in my previous sharing. So this type of facial cosmetics is actually doing much better. And also because when we wear masks, we can only show our eye area. So the eye makeup is also quite dominant, especially in the mass tier. So I think that's the commonality that we see across Asia. But we also see some of the trend, like Taiwan is actually leading the trend. So for example, the derma market, like the more active type of cosmetics, and also like a clean beauty that I mentioned in the previous sharing. So people there are actually more concerned and more sensitive to whether the ingredient is natural or not. So this type of trend, we see that Taiwan and Korea were actually leading the trend, and also like China or the Southeast Asia, we also see this type of trend is also catching up very quickly. So that's my answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing with us your observation. And indeed, COVID-19 has greatly changed the way we behave, but it is also vital for us to seize the business opportunities that may arise. So as you have mentioned, it is our human nature to look pretty. So despite the pandemic, we still want to make sure that our skin condition is excellent. So when we remove our facial masks when the pandemic is over, we can still look young and beautiful when meeting up with our friends and colleagues in the future. So thank you very much. And this question will also lead me to the next question, which will be directed to Dr. Datin, Dr. Clara L. Chi, founder and chairman of Persona Cosmetics. If there are some companies who want to expand business into Malaysia, will the major markets still be like hydrating, skin whiteners, anti-aging products and cleansers, or will there be some emerging categories in cosmetic field? Please.
Well, happy to be learning as well after all these years in the cosmetic industry. You know, skincare products is always on the want. That is to say, everybody needs to use the skincare products, even from baby, when you are newborn. So it is always important if products are to be imported to Malaysia. As you know, a majority of our population, that is above 50 to 60%, are Muslims. So we emphasize a great deal on halal certification. I mean, your plant can be GMP, but then because you are really not going to come into this Malaysian market without halal certification, because with halal certification, the market is always about 60% end users for skincare products. As I say, there is no limitation for people who really are producing skincare from Taiwan. Just be prepared with the halal certification. I mean, many factories or production plants in Taiwan or elsewhere from other countries, they can be GMP certified. But to capture the market in Malaysia, there is always a must if you want to be successful for your marketing and your expansion into Malaysian market. First, prepare yourself with halal certification. I mean, I myself, I was the first one in Malaysia to have my own halal manufacturing plant since the early 1990s. So you can imagine, it is a long process. Besides the GMP, you first must also consider the end users. A lot of them are Muslims. So it is always better, because when you have the certification of halal, it is considered pure, clean, and safe, halal certification. So then, if you find your agency, if you are not marketing yourself, find an agency who is able to handle your product with, for marketing. So, I mean, the agency is always, they are familiar with our Malaysian market. Then the agency, or you may call it the sole distributor in Malaysia, they are the people who know the market in Malaysia, instead of just bluntly coming from Taiwan and wishing to market the product. Sometimes it takes a lot of your effort, and in the end, the products are not going to work or to be marketed the way you wish, the result you wish to achieve. My advice is actually through my experience. There are some products that are exported from Taiwan to Malaysia. I would say some of them, they are doing very well, even up to this date. It may be now at COVID pandemic, but when the customers, end users, they are so used to the product and they know the product is reliable and it doesn't cause side effect to their skin, whereas always have the confidence continuing with the brand of the product from Taiwan. I think why not? But because of our population, we are 60% more of the Muslim market. Or if we require the halal certification, so prepare yourself. If you look for an agency, see that the agency is helping you to get all this ready. Then you will not waste your time, you will not waste your effort, and you will not waste a lot of the effort coming into Malaysia. I mean, if you have good product, do it. Why not? Because most of the consumers, they are looking for a product that is really pure and that is really safe and that is actually halal. That is the huge market in Malaysia. I mean, for the other race, they can be Christian, they can be Buddhist, and I think most of them, even they are looking forward to safe product, pure product, and product that really can be long-term use by them. So I always emphasize on if you have the product certified halal, it is easier for you to shorten your worry about whether the market of your product is going to be successful. I wish all of you who would like to market your product to Malaysia, just bear in mind our population of Muslim culture is more than 60%. Anyway, there shouldn't be any problem because everybody needs to use products. But to this market, it is always good if you can first prepare yourself for halal certified product. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Clara, for your answer. And you just talked about your own experience of obtaining the halal certification, which serves as the very important first step to entering the halal market. So thank you so much for your advice. And I believe that our participants online are all very interested in knowing more about the halal certification. So we have another question directed to CEO Lin Kiam-ping. And this question is from Marketech International Corp, MIC. So the question is, do you have any advice to new entrants who prepare to enter into the Malaysian medical market? Please.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So to answer this question, can you hear me? All right?
Yes,
Okay.
Thank you.
To answer this question, in order to enter Malaysian medical market, I would say I would divide into two categories. One is Malaysia poison market, which is governed by MPRA, and the other one will be medical device industry. In terms of medical device industry, I think the concerns of halal is less intense compared to the poison. All right. So poison means medication. In terms of medication, before you enter into Malaysian market, there are a few things that you have to consider. The first thing definitely will be whether your GMP is PIC certified or not. So this is important. The first criteria will be PICS certified or not. The second thing is that Malaysia and Taiwan, we share different stability zone, right? So in Malaysia, we are in a zone 4B stability test zone. So you have to make sure that the stability test is being recognized by Malaysia authority. So if you want to enter Malaysian market, you can actually rerun the stability test either in Taiwan or in Malaysia using zone 4B. The third one will be the BE study, bioequivalent study. And you have to understand that Malaysia only recognize BE center that being approved by MPRA. There are a few Taiwan BE center that is currently being approved already in Malaysia's system. So you have to run the BE center in that BE study in that particular BE center so that it can be 100% accepted by the Malaysia MPRA. So these are the technical part. And if I talk about non-technical part, which will be in the business part, will be the cost, right? I do import some product from Taiwan. We actually encounter the difficulty will be on the product cost if compared to the other Asian countries. So this is the challenging that your company might want to look into it when you plan to bring the product into Malaysia. I do encounter cases like the company spend a lot of money in terms of BE study, in terms of the registration and time. Actually, they take up to 2 years to get the product approved. And in the end, they find out that the cost is no longer competitive in Malaysia. So these are the challenges that you must work closely with your local authorized representative before you decide to enter into Malaysia market. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your answers. So we need to pay attention not only to the technical side, like the tests, but also the non-technical side, like the cost. So thank you very much for your sharing. So once again, we would like to express our sincere appreciation to all of the panelists. Thank you so much for sharing with us your knowledge, your expertise, and your experience. And I believe that we have a wonderful discussion. But our discussion does not end here. We hope that through today's forum, the Biotechnology for Food, Medicine, and Cosmetics Forum, this will serve as the starting point for future cooperation between our partners from Taiwan and Malaysia. So once again, we would like to thank you all for your participation. And now we would like to conclude this subforum. Thank you very much. And the IT Services Subforum will take place tomorrow. We look forward to seeing you there. And once again, we would like to wish you all safety and prosperity. Thank you.